Everyone, welcome to another Cats and Rats NHL After Dark. I'm your host, Kirby Lupo, joined alongside producer and co-host Big C, Caesar Lucero, and my other co-host, Nick J. Levine. Cody Stevens is away today, but gentlemen, we have to get to the NHL playoffs right away here. Not too happy tonight.
Viva Las Vegas. Elvis is very happy right now.
This guy, was he doing this in 2023 season?
No, I wasn't. I was crying.
No.
You know, I'll just say this. The last however many, I guess technically non-COVID cups, I've been in the city for every single Stanley Cup final of the non-COVID.
You're not the only one that's been in the city, I guess.
No.
2019. I mean, this is kind of weird seeing Bam Adebayo and his girl wearing a Knights jersey. Really? As Panther fans, how do you like?
Our PR
you know what I saw the other day, Caesar? Jimmy Butler back in the day wearing the Panther jersey in the 23 playoff.
Our PR team.
Remember that?
Yep. Our PR team. Our PR team retweeted that. So,
who's our PR team?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that's crazy.
What's it called?
I mean,
so 2019, I was in Boston when the Blues were playing the Bruins. And obviously 2020, 2021, the Stanley Cup final was in the bubble and in Tampa technically, but so still COVID, right? And then 2022, the first day I got to Tampa, the Tampa Bay Lightning lost the Stanley Cup final to the Colorado Avalanche. The last three, I've been in Florida. Obviously, we went to 3 straight Cup finals. And now we take a look here. I am going to be in Las Vegas in about a week and a half, lining up perfectly with the Stanley Cup final. And Kirby's starting to wonder.
You're crooked with the house. You're crooked. Remember that? Remember that?
Kirby,
famous
did I
all-time president?
Did I rig the lead? Did I rig this for the Vegas Golden Knights? We don't know.
I thought you were going to rig stuff last year for the Panthers to get Mitchie Marner.
Well, I wanted him, and now you see why. All right. Okay. Right?
But Florida wouldn't know how to defend him, right? We wouldn't put him on his ass. We would just let him skater out there, right? Making all these plays all over the ice, right?
Would have figured it out.
Oh, no one wants to hit him anymore. They're allergic to contact on.
Hey, I don't care what you say. And also, we'll talk about this game. Tonight is a prime example as to why you don't trade players like Mikko Rantanen. I do not care. I do not care. That is Marty Necas cannot do what Mikko Rantanen can do. Nope. And you've seen it throughout the playoffs. You've seen it here tonight. Like, would you rather have Brock Nelson and Marty Necas, even though Marty Necas is making just as much as Mikko Rantanen anyway, or Marty Necas and Brock Nelson or Mikko Rantanen? No fucking Mikko Rantanen.
Yep.
Like, I just do not understand why they weren't able to pay him what he wants, even though they ended up giving him roughly around what Rantanen wanted. So
what about your boy Makar, Kirby? He's been a no-show.
Well, he has been hurt, and he played today.
That's
he made nice plays today. Colorado had the 3-0 lead. You could see how he changed the game, Nick, but he's not right. And then McKinnon gets hurt today.
Well, that was
not
the
healthy.
End of it.
So Florida,
that's where you miss Rantanen.
How about Edmonton this year? Injuries.
That's where you miss. That's where you miss Rantanen. That's where you miss Rantanen. When Nathan McKinnon,
I don't think they're not frauds. They're hurt.
They're hurt.
Like Edmonton's allowed to use the excuse, but Colorado can't.
Okay, here's the thing, right? And Colorado.
I never said that for Edmonton.
Colorado's
saying it in general terms.
Colorado's won a cup, right? And they won one. This will be 4 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
It's really interesting because I think when you trade in Mikko Rantanen, and I don't want to harp on it, but when
we were big Mikko Rantanen fans,
when Nathan McKinnon goes out of the game, Marty Necas had an opportunity to come up big, and he couldn't even handle the puck.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. While McKinnon was writhing in pain on the ice, I was like, he better hope that hit him in the groinal area, right? Because
you can't give up a 3-goal lead.
Because I'm just going to say this. Yeah. If that puck hits him in the groin or wherever, you probably shake it off eventually. I'm like, if that got him on the side of the knee, he's done. I said it well. And
are you firing Bednar, Nick? I'm not.
No, but I do think something has to be talked about. Now, again, the teams they've eventually lost to, I mean, they lost to the Dallas Stars in back-to-back years, Vegas. I mean,
so
look,
they can use the excuse of the Oilers, the Leafs.
I do think they're hurt. I will say this. There is no reason they should have lost the game the other night when they blew that 1-0 lead. They needed to lock that down. And look, I'll say right here, look at the goaltending.
Hello, doctor. Hello. And congratulations on your graduation, David. Another one graduating.
Yes, congratulations, David.
Oh, by the way, I'm sorry, Nick. You weren't here last time I was on. I did say congratulations. I don't know if you saw the show.
Me and David are official USF Bull alumni. We're USF.
I thought you were going to say you're both official doctors. I'm like, when did that happen? Man?
Well, what are you going to become, Dr. Lupo? Me and David are both.
Already am in my own mind.
We're USF alums together.
Well,
so.
No, only MRU. I can't be the best of the best. We had the Q's on today.
That's right. Go Bulls, baby. Go Bulls.
Shout out Hard 9 Sing, Hockey Night Canada. MRU alum.
For me, and Kirby, like when McKinnon blocked that shot, I didn't know where it hit him, right? So I'm like, if it hits him like on the leg or in the groin, he's fine. If that hits him on the side of the knee, he's done. And you could tell right away he could barely skate. And look, there's many different things that you can talk about tonight when it comes to Colorado's game. You can't blow a 3-0 lead.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Scott Wedgwood hasn't been good in this series.
Oh, Ted's in the chat. He's been loving Vegas from the beginning of the playoffs.
Well, I called them the most underrated and overhated team. I did. You picked them to lose both round one.
Underrated and most hated and most overhated.
That's what I said.
Oh.
Go back and let.
You said that.
I did.
Okay, I like that. That's a good line.
Right there we go. Right, don't steal it.
I'm allowed to hate on them with Marner though.
And look, to me, the story in Colorado is Brock Nelson, Nazem Kadri, Marty Necas have not been able to do anything to support Nathan McKinnon. And
they had the supporting cast going earlier in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I don't know what happened to it, but I said this to you earlier.
Supporting cast.
I also said this to you earlier, Kirby's like, look, I like Nazem Kadri. I think he's a good player. Mm-hmm. He looks like he's lost a step. I mean, he does not seem like, now again, the same thing happened with Brock Nelson last year. Slow end of the year, slow playoffs, and then he eventually found his groove this year. But again, same issue with Nelson this year.
What about the power play? I think that's the most disappointing thing here because the Colorado Avalanche were known to be as a really good power play team.
Well,
they haven't been able to score on the power play.
David, I'll be in Vegas for the Cup final because unplanned, by the way.
So that takes Nick out.
Do not fine.
You guys, you and Ryan always say have a meteor hit something.
not while I'm there, okay? Or have it in Carolina or something like that, right? Or Montreal, right?
Maybe we will need Michelle Levine to be the new co-host.
No. She's there too.
Oh no, we don't want that.
Look, I understand the whole conversation around Bednar, but look, they have a lot of different injuries. I think one of the guys that doesn't get as much heat as he deserves is management. Joe Sakic and Chris McFarland? I think they have done a very poor job following the Cup final of restacking this roster. And look, I mean, on paper, yes, it was good, right? I think the Mikko Rantanen thing was a complete screw up on their part. You trade a guy like Bowen Byram for a guy like Casey Middlestat, and then you end up trading Casey Middlestat for Charlie Coyle. So you essentially, and then you trade Charlie Coyle to the Columbus Blue Jackets for Gavin Brindley, who's a good player, right? I'm not saying I'm sure he's a good player. But you end up trading Bowen Byram for 6 months of Charlie Coyle and Gavin Brindley, who very well may be a good player, but it doesn't move the needle forward. And look,
another guy out for the series, Makar?
For the first two games?
He played tonight, but he was out for the first 2 games.
Well, and that mattered, Nick. When we talked about it here on our live stream, that mattered.
Well, Devon Toews
get the puck out of their zone, couldn't get scoring chances, didn't get guys coming down the wall. Tonight, they come out and they pop 3 in the first period.
Well, Devontae's probably the worst stretch of games I've ever seen him play. I mean, he wasn't particularly great at the Olympics. I don't know what's happened here. I mean, you would have thought Colorado, and again, they haven't faced a lot of adversity. Boy, they're facing it now. Colorado kind of steamrolls. Yeah, David, I very well might. I'll hit you up.
Good question, Diehard. I don't know what the line changes would be, Nick. I don't know who's been the black.
If you're going to make a line change, you should have done it here in the third period today.
Well, I think they're going to go with Blackwood and net. I think you have to shift some things up. Nathan McKinnon certainly is probably going to be out because he can't even skate.
He only could come on the ice for the power play.
I know everybody wants to say, oh, this series is over. I mean, you have a half-healthy Cale Makar. You have Nathan McKinnon who could barely skate. Vegas seems to be very consistent and confident in their game right now. Tortorella's got that group going. They're starting to do many of the things they did when they won the Cup against us a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And look, I know this is a controversial guy. Mitch Marner's been incredible for them. I mean, he has been not just as advertised. I don't think anybody would have said, well, what if he plays? I don't think this is what they envisioned by a successful postseason. This is far beyond that. This is like, and I'm not going to go as far to say this is a generational playoff run, all right? Like, I think he's been very good. I think he's been elite. Am I going to say generational? No, I think those Kucherov runs maybe.
But he doesn't have to be that generational elite player like he had to be in Toronto.
Right.
I think the pressure is off of him. You got Jack Eichel there, and you got a lot of the Vegas players that have been there before. So the pressure is not all on him. He can just go out there and play hockey.
Yeah, but it's a good point, Caesar. But it's not the same Knights team. You got to give credit to John Tortorella. That team, I don't think is as good as
I agree.
And again, also,
Tortorella.
The goaltending's probably the best goaltending they've got in all year. You could argue it's better than the goaltending they got when they won the Cup a couple years ago. I think Carter Hart, in terms of talent, and he's a better goaltender than Adin Hill. This makes the loss of Logan Thompson a little less hurtful. It doesn't hurt as much losing Logan Thompson, right? But I just take a look at Vegas. You have Jack Eichel playing, and again, Kirby, this is the guy we've talked about before.
But again, Carter Hart wasn't playing like that before Torts came in.
No, he was hurt, and first game, we understand.
But Torts said, that's my guy.
Well, and credit to him for knowing that, and credit to him for swapping the Hurdle and Carlson and putting Carlson with Marner. With Brett
and William Karlsson was out. That's big. That's another one. Is kind of the lifeblood, the lifeline of Vegas. When he's not in the lineup, they're barely a playoff.
Well, it took them a while and I think this is a really underrated loss. It took them a while to get over the Zach Whitecloud loss because Rasmus Anderson comes in.
And Anderson and Hannafin still haven't been.
And they haven't particularly been that great still. But it took them a little bit of while to really get
Flames pairing from Calgary.
And you take a guy like Zach Whitecloud, a beloved guy in that locker room, probably like a staple on their back.
Original Golden Knight, wasn't it?
Yeah, solidifying guy. And that's tough to lose that in the middle of your season. And there have been a lot of criticisms thrown Kelly McCrimmon's way on, they're too harsh, there's too that. And I'll say this on that. They have thrown every criticism at Kelly McCrimmon. He's too harsh. And then sometimes, and the narrative changes always. When they're not playing well, this is what happens when you're too harsh. Oh, now that they're winning, this is what happens when you're harsh and this, that, the other thing. I think Vegas has had the blueprint all along. They know they've had a good team. I'm surprised at how well they're playing because when I look at this on paper, I don't particularly love the group. The roster.
Exactly. Just to jump in, fans aren't patient where, Nick, you can miss the playoffs one year. You could lose in the first round. That's what happens. Right. But they're able to recoup and reload it quicker than I thought here.
And again, say what you want. What is it? 5 conference finals. They're on the brink of going to the third Stanley Cup final. I mean,
that's why Panther fans need to relax. Don't need to get out their panties all in a bunch. We have the team to do the same thing Vegas has done.
Well, and here's the thing, Caesar. I think we're a better team than most of these teams, if not all of them. And I don't mean to be condescending when I say that. I just think when I watch our game over the last 2 years, and I think Vegas is playing really well right now.
But if Thomas Hertl and Mitch Marner types are killing you, I just think Florida has that answer.
Correct. Exactly. And I just cannot for the life of me figure out how Mitch Marner, especially after all these years in Toronto, and I get the media.
And Jack Eichel's a different player. He's elite.
Yeah. But and I'm not trying to, it's like, if you would have told the Toronto Maple Leafs, Mitch Marner is going to go on a Conn Smythe level run with William Karlsson and Brett Howden as his line mates.
Howden.
That speaks volumes. Like, these aren't high-end players. Now, stylistically, they fit well. And
William Karlsson's a playoff performer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But, Kirby, coming into this year, I think there was a thought and a consensus around the league. Hey, Karlsson, he's good, but, probably maybe thought more as a cap casualty at certain points in time, and they would have had to have
But, Nick, if he's playing his game and not hurt, he's one of the difference makers out there.
Well, I think it's like
he's the all-purpose guy.
I think it's similar to what we have with Anton Lundell. I think that kind of realm.
I think the higher level.
Higher level potential, perhaps. But you just see it's Eichel, Karlsson, who seems to have turned back the clock in sorts, and Tomas Hertl's figured out his game.
And then they move Marner back to the wing where it's his natural.
And I really like the Nick Dowd acquisition at the deadline. I talked about that last time. He has been an incredible penalty killer for them. I mean, just in all situations, fourth line, you could defensive zone, offensive zone draws. That fourth line maybe not as dominant as it was a couple years ago. It's not as heavy. But Cole Smith and Keegan Colasar, I think, complement him well. And look, I mean, there's a lot to be said on this series alone. It's obviously not over, but I think if you're Colorado, there's been a lot of managerial mistakes that they made with the Byram trade and the Rantanen trade. And, the middle stat thing didn't work out. And then you had to trade Charlie Coyle and, they brought in Sean Walker that 1 year. And Valman Shuskin is a guy who has had some troubles over the last couple of years. He hasn't really been that much of a factor in this round. And Mackenzie Blackwood, Kirby, another guy who they spend a premium to get, he's not even starting. They have Scott Wedgwood, who coming into this season was nothing more than a backup. I mean, he is 31 years old? And he was a backup his whole career. And now he's starting en route to a Western.
Well, that's where you go cheaper on the back end versus, hey, it catches up to you. And you're seeing a little bit of that all combined in this kind of conference final.
And look,
who's
I like
starter?
Bednar. I think he's a hell of a hockey coach, right? I don't know how much blame he deserves, but at the end of the day, you need to be able to make adjustments. And I think this has happened probably one too many times for Colorado than they'd like to admit. This year now. I mean, let's look. They lose to the Dallas Stars without Jason Robertson and without Miro Heiskanen last year. After curb stomping the Winnipeg Jets 2 years ago, they lost in 6 to the Dallas Stars. And I get they had the injuries and they had the Nichushkin situation, right? And now we take a look here. This is not the version of Vegas. This isn't past Vegas, right? When I look on paper, I like their other rosters much better. I like their blue line a lot better. The goaltending, you could argue, because Carter Hart, in terms of pure talent, was a very highly touted guy in Philadelphia. I get that. But this is not a roster coming into the playoffs, Kirby. Everybody was high. And you had Tomas Hertl, there were a lot of guys questioning, and he still might be a cap casualty in the offseason. Mitch Marner wasn't even a point per game coming into the playoffs, and he hasn't historically been known as a playoff performer. Pavel Dorofeev, a guy last year who really struggled in these games in the postseason. And when you look at Vegas's route to the conference final, Kirby, it wasn't all that impressive. You beat Utah and you beat Anaheim, and they didn't really look like world beaters doing it. And that, to me, is the most confusing part. This is
that's how valuable Cale Makar is. But
yes,
then you even look at tonight.
There's no reason they should be down 3-0 in the series. They had a 1-0 lead with 9 minutes to go the other night. They had a 3-0 lead going into the second period. There is no reason. And they blew that lead, I think, before McKinnon got hurt. So I don't get what's going on with Colorado, but this is 3 straight playoff appearances where you would have had to have thought this is a Stanley Cup champion level roster. I thought the same thing 2 years ago, Kirby. Remember when they curb stomped Winnipeg and then they lose to Dallas in 6? They look really good coming into the playoffs last year. They lose to Colorado. I mean, they lose to Dallas without Robertson and Heiskanen. And then you lose to this version of the Vegas Golden Knights, who, yes, I get the injuries, but Vegas was missing Mark Stone the first 2 games of this series. Vegas, their depth and their blue line, it's been as questionable as it's been in years when you take a look at on paper. So for me, this is probably, and I don't love saying this, I mean, there needs to be a conversation regarding Jared Bednar's future. I saw a report earlier today about David Carl from Denver. Could that be an option? And I'm not sitting here saying that is all on Bednar, but something needs to change because they made a franchise-altering move when they traded Mikko Rantanen. And
just to jump in on David's question, I'm going to say, taking the unbiased hat off here, the Panthers, you can't say what's going to happen with Montreal and Florida next year till what the Panthers figure out in net here. I think that's a big question.
Yeah, absolutely. And
not answering right now. Because everyone that got on Bob this year, and you're going to say the Panthers are just going to cakewalk through Montreal. We don't even know what's happening.
No, we don't know what our goaltending situation is. So
no. To even say we're Eastern Conference Finals, we have to.
But if you look at, and I agree with
we're
you.
We're not just going to walk through Buffalo and Tampa.
I do think we're one of the favorites. I think after July 1st, we'll have an idea of where we're at. But when you look at the Colorado Avalanche, they made a franchise-altering move. They botched the Mikko Rantanen situation. They moved off guys like Bowen Byram that, probably necessarily you didn't really need to move off. I know they had a log jam back there, but they end up moving off Sam Girard a couple of years later, right? So it's not like you couldn't have kept Byram then. And I know hindsight's 2020, right? But these are 3 straight playoff appearances, Kirby, where it's like, you don't just lose. You really, I mean, they got beat heavily by Dallas 2 years ago. They got a game 7. They blow a 2-0 lead with 10 minutes left because Mikko Rantanen, the guy they traded, goes all world on them.
I don't know.
And
not quite there.
No.
We'll get to the Hurricanes and Canadiens there when Caesar pulls some.
And now you come to this Vegas. It's just a sweep. So for me, I think there needs to be some changes. Genuinely, I know this sounds crazy. I don't know if we'll do it. I think you need to have some conversation potentially about maybe Joe Sakic getting more control. I don't know how much control Chris McFarland has. And when it comes to player personnel, I know he's the general manager. I don't know if that's a thing in name only, right? But there needs to be some shift with how they construct their roster because there's been too much turnover from year to year where, okay, well, we trade for this guy and then 6 months later he's gone. And then we trade for that and the guy we trade him for, he's gone 6 months later. Then we trade for Mackenzie Blackwood and a year later, he's no longer useful. He's not starting. Like, to me, I don't know how that is viewed as a good GM. Like, how do you trade for Charlie Coyle? How do you trade for Casey Middleton? Like, how do you trade all these different, like, Mackenzie Blackwood? How do you make all these moves? And these guys aren't even there. They don't last. The guys you're bringing in aren't good. And you need to get rid of them 8 months later. To me, that signals that whether it be the scouting department or something else, they're not identifying the proper pieces, and it's hindering them. And the goaltending, another thing. I get Blackwood started the year, I think, with an injury or something. He might have been sick. I don't know. Scott Wedgwood was a backup. And Mackenzie Blackwood, you just gave a 5-year extension to after trading a decent haul to get him.
Very similar to Philip Gustafson, where you lock him in and you're like, okay, this guy's our
But Kirby,
near future here.
They have recycled players. Like, they have turned Bowen Byrams into Charlie Coyle, into Casey Middlestat, that turns into Charlie Coyles, that turns into a prospect, Gavin Brindley, good player. Miles Wood, a guy who I liked, they bring him in 2 years later, he's gone. So,
Joey been here in Colorado.
I understand.
We've been here before against Tampa, Joey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, we have. I understand they deserve a lot of credit because this is still a very good roster, but when you screw up those 2 or 3 moves,
But you
and
get a little hypercritical in the moment. They had the McCarr injury here. You get the McKinnon thing that transpires tonight.
Kirby, they botched the Mikko Rantanen thing.
Yes.
And then
yeah.
they
I'm not,
botched him. Mikko Rantanen's making
you
$500,000
can't just
more
bring it
than
up though when they lose. If you're like, okay, they're a wagon and everything's going well, you kind of have moved past that this year.
Okay, Kirby. So you don't think it's a problem that
You
they
can't
trade?
keep bringing it up every playoff year, Nick.
What?
The team won the President's Trophy this year. You can't
Correct, and they made the conference finals, which is an accomplishment. It's
That's
not
why
like
I
they
was going
went
to
on
say they have
Yeah.
the NHL's best
Yeah,
record, like
they without Rantanen.
without Rantanen. And
Correct.
What has Rantanen done for Dallas?
Kirby?
Took out Colorado, but this
mean,
year
He's gotten. I mean, like,
up in the air with him this year a little bit. I wouldn't say bad, but I wouldn't say great.
well,
So,
he was hurt down the stretch.
No,
in
David
the
Carl.
playoffs.
A lot of. I don't know if he's going to leave Denver, as in the university. I don't know.
But you
Uh,
don't think it's an issue,
the thing
Kirby,
is,
that if you
Coaches
don't think
from like college, they really aren't that successful. I mean, we've seen it with David Montgomery,
Jim Montgomery,
Jim Montgomery. Sorry about that.
and he
Jim
actually, I
Montgomery.
think he's been one of the better ones. He's been
Yeah,
one of the better ones.
He's been better, but
But
I mean,
and I'd rather have
it's
Bednar over
contrast.
Montgomery. I get what you're saying, but Kirby, you don't think it's an issue for Colorado that they have made all these moves and they have to move off players 6 months later?
I don't know if I'm going to look at it like that. What's going on with them here right now, like what their season has played out.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, they
Not
haven't
that hard on
they
it.
haven't been able to get depth scoring. Marty Nate's is a guy they handed $11.5 million
They
I'm not a
to.
big-
scored. They
I didn't
scored 3 goals in the first period tonight. Like,
Yes, I get
you're
that.
supposed
Caesar.
to win. You're supposed
But
to win
yes,
this game.
supposed to win.
yes, absolutely.
Whoever you
But-
are. They used to say no lead is safe, no 2-goal lead is safe. Well, is it now no 3-goal lead is safe? Nick, I don't know. You're having trouble there with your connection. You're hopping around. Is he frozen? Oh,
No, he's good.
Was-
I think that's your screen.
Okay. Now, Jamie, we're going to get to your realistic
Jamie
goaltending
Jamie
options.
today is just going
If
off.
Ivan
Jamie,
Fedotov
you're
is
calling out the
realistic, but
founding
Sebastian
fathers.
Kos is
Jamie,
not.
No, hold on. Jamie's calling out the founding fathers. All 3 of us tonight on social media saying we don't look at the big picture. Jamie, we are the guys that look at the big picture on the post-game shows. Who are you reading out there that looks at the big picture more than us?
Jamie, how is Devin
You
Cooley?
didn't want Paul Maurice, Jamie.
Jamie, how is Devin Cooley better than Jordan Binnington? Devin Cooley's played 30 games. He's a backup.
Jamie would have wanted one of these guys from Colorado. And right now, I like Mackenzie Blackwood, but he's not even finding the net right now.
Yeah, Blackwood. Like, are you kidding me? Like, Ivan Fedotov and Devin Cooley are options, but
When you said Jamie Fedotov and Urson, I that was
like, come on, Devin.
You
Cooley
heard
is-
Link today from Philadelphia on our live stream said you can have him for free. He's a Flyers fan.
like,
Jamie, you can't.
how is Devin
make
Cooley
sense.
going to become a starter after being a backup in Calgary? And I like Devin Cooley.
And our community didn't even know who Devin Cooley was last year. And I said they were moving on for Vladar for Cooley. And everyone looked at me really crazy. Now he's going to become a starter after no one knew who he was a year ago? Come on, Jamie. Let's pump the brakes here. We can't
I
get
just
to the
don't get it.
So this is the last couple of years of 3 goal comeback wins against the number 1 seeds. The Vegas Golden Knights tonight accomplished that. The last team to do it was the Columbus Blue Jackets against Tampa in 2019, Winnipeg Jets against Nashville in 2018, and the Philadelphia Flyers back in 1987 in the Southeastern Conference Finals. So that's pretty crazy stats right there, guys. But yeah, it's this series is, I think it's all but done.
Oh, it's done. I mean, there is no freaking. There's just no way. I mean, Nathan McKinnon can barely skate. It's self-explanatory. I get it. They're gonna. Colorado has to have hope. We've been in this situation before. It's like, oh, don't get ahead of it. Don't get ahead of it. It's over. It is so done. Vegas going to the Cup final, and now we're gonna have not Kirby. I'm gonna be rooting for the Vegas Golden Knights. And this is another thing, Caesar. It's not only they were 52-0-0 with a multi-goal lead. Last game they were 24-0-0 going into the third period with a lead.
Yeah, that's playoff hockey. I mean, what John Tortorella has done with that squad in this short period of time. I mean, a lot of people questioned the firing of their coach with 8 games to go, right? He's looking like a pretty damn good genius right now.
Yep. Big run on a coaching heater here. The goaltending.
Like, imagine me and John Tortorella. Listen, I see people mentioning Skinner in the comments.
I've watched Skinner more than all you Panther fans have. I know the guy. I trust him. And again, Nick, hit the button. Hit the button.
Hit the button. There we go. Skinner will not be the starter.
Will not be our starter. We've already gone over Skinner. I know, David, you've been away. We've talked about Skinner.
Jamie, I understand the stats, but Devin Cooley is Anthony Stolarz at best.
And Stuart Skinner has better goals saved above expected than Tarasave does.
Tarasave?
So look at the stats. Look at the analytics.
Look, you know where.
Yes, 1B. That's what we say. Yes.
And look, I want Bob Binnington. I'm okay with Bob Binnington. No, I don't.
Skinner. Binnington Skinner.
I don't want Bob to get 4 years at $6 million. He can either get 4 years or $6 million. He doesn't get both. That's not how this works. Okay.
Wow.
And
nice to see here, Mystic.
Well, he's in Vegas, so that's
Nick
awesome.
will be there for the Cup.
I'll be there in a couple weeks. Okay, Jamie, I want to state this very clearly.
What? Allmark trade.
You want Allmark?
Allmark trade happened in division.
Oh.
Reinhart Levi happened in division. Jamie, what are we talking about? Trades happen in division for goalies.
And here's the other thing. I think whatever team offers Detroit a second is getting Sebastian Cossa.
Doesn't matter if they're in the division.
Like, it doesn't matter. Because here's the thing. Detroit isn't chasing us.
Detroit's got to doubt it all you want.
Toronto
has 4 goalies. Toronto has 4 goalies. They have to move someone. 4 NHL goalies, Nick. Don't care. You want to.
Well, here's the other thing. Toronto's not. They could say whatever the hell they want. I look at
a new GM.
I was listening to Nick Alberga, Ray Ferraro. They had Ray Ferraro. Who's the other guy next to Nick Alberga? Jay Rosehill. Okay. And they were going through the options and asking Ray Ferraro all these different things, and trading down. Like, well, who are you trading down for? And do these other teams want your guys? Whatever.
Nick, hold on. Nick, hold on. Sorry to interrupt. Hold on. Help Bob. Why would I have this here if I'm off the Bob trade? Help Bob. That's a new prop, Caesar.
Yeah, there we go. Damn, I forgot what I was going to say. Go ahead. Come on, Kirby.
You said I'm off the Bob train. I'm not. Russian machine don't break. Is that Cody's line?
Okay. On the Jay Rosehill and Nick Alberga.
Yeah.
They were talking about all these things. Then Ray Ferraro says, look, I look at all these different options, acquiring Trocheck, going to get this guy, that guy, right? Like, good player. What does it do for you right now? Where does that get you? Into the contention with 8 other teams for a playoff spot? Does it get you back to where you were before the Berube Treliving experiment? So for me, it's like Toronto's not a team that I think they can say whatever they want. Their options rebuild. And I think that's more retool rebuild. And Jamie, you could say Skinner is a choker. Then what's Jake Ottinger? What's Jake Ottinger? I'm not saying Skinner's better than Ottinger, but you want to know who the real choker in Edmonton is?
What's Connor Hellebuck?
You want to know who the real choker in Edmonton is? He wears 97. I know Ryan doesn't want to hear that, but he wears number 97. He's got the C on his jersey.
No one wants him?
Skinner would be a Stanley Cup champion, David, if Connor McDavid was able to score in Game 7 2 years ago. Okay? Think about that.
But no, David's right, too, on the defense. You know? What? He allowed one bad goal in that, 2 bad goals maybe in that series? Maybe?
I mean, he got him in Game 7.
And one of them was the game-winning goal in a 2-1 hockey game.
And look,
So
say whatever you want. Okay, Jamie, he does not want 6 years at $10 million.
Jamie, you're not listening. We know the numbers, Jamie. We have reported the numbers. If you don't want to believe us, Jamie, that's fine. I can show you all the proof of me telling you about Eric Stahl, Spencer Knight, Sam Reinhart, us getting new speakers in the arena before any of the media knew. I can tell you all the stuff. Luongo hitting the drum. If you don't believe I have any information, there's a bunch of it right there for you. Patrick Kane, Panthers were in on him. Right, Nick?
First of all, Jamie, Detroit's not a contender. And Detroit's not going to sit here and withhold a fourth-string goalie for a team. They are 3 years away.
What the hell is Toronto, Jamie? What the hell is Toronto right now? First overall. That's what they are.
So Detroit's not chasing Florida. Detroit's chasing Boston. Detroit's chasing these other teams. They're not chasing us.
Joseph Wall either, Nick.
They're chasing Buffalo more than they're chasing us. Right? So
Jamie, we've had guests on all week.
Like, we can't let them go to Florida because they're in a division. Detroit's not concerned with Florida because they're not in our realm. They don't worry about us. They are not chasing the Florida Panthers. They are looking to get into the playoffs, and they would rather trade it to the Florida Panthers than some other metropolitan team that needs goalie help and could squeak by them in a wild card race.
And I know, Jamie, you like futures, but Detroit ain't running with Trey Augustine, a rookie, and Sebastian Costa, a rookie in net. They're not running with both of them. They ain't doing that, Jamie. You might. They're not doing that. Right, Nick?
It's going to be John Gibson and Trey Augustine.
Or John Gibson and Talbot or someone else, whoever
it is. And Jamie, I don't know where are you hearing this?
Yeah, he's not getting that. He's not getting that from any team.
Caesar, you know some stuff. He ain't getting
Yeah, there's no way.
Okay, bro, if he wanted that, they would have kicked him out the door already.
Yeah, they would have traded. They probably would have traded him at the trade deadline.
Good point.
Right? So,
I don't know. Jamie, you need to lay off the snot, bro.
Look, I understand, but for me, I'm looking at this, and I don't think who's a choker.
I don't know what he's saying to now.
Anyways, I know we kind of got off track because you guys
Yes, that's what's been happening here, Caesar, the last couple weeks with the goaltending stuff. Emotions
and let him do high. That, Beef Cat.
Emotions are starting to get high. Beef Cat the other night, Jamie tonight. Emotions are getting high right now, Caesar.
No, they're not.
I'm not giving Bob
with the goaltending
$8 million. Are you kidding me?
With the goaltending, emotions are getting high because it's coming up to deadline time here.
Yeah, but
okay, Beef Cat. I'll say this, and it's all in good fun. We're all passionate. If Bob wants to get if team's offering that to Sergei Bobrovsky, let him walk.
Yeah,
we are not in a desperate. We are not in a desperation where we need to, at all costs, overpay to keep Sergei Bobrovsky.
What team is doing that?
I don't think there is no way.
Dude, I don't think Edmonton can't even do that.
Listen,
with right
first of all, for me, I'm either giving Bob 2 years for $6 million per, or I'm giving him 4 years at 3.75 to 4. Okay?
FLA team shop.
So the only team I see Bob going to would be Edmonton.
I don't.
Or Carolina, maybe.
Carolina, maybe, but
if they don't win the cup this year.
But here's the thing with that: when it comes push to shove, do you think Sergei Bobrovsky wants to walk out that door?
No, we all know he wants to stay here, but
so here's the thing:
ultimately, everything's on his plate.
Do you think that unless he's willing, unless he gets massively overpaid?
Oh, there's emojis.
Bob too.
To the Sharks.
I said that a while ago. But
I don't see him going over there. I mean,
and I'll say this:
If they add some other,
So you're saying that Bob says I either get 4 years at $6 million or I leave the Florida Panthers, then Ford can say, okay, do it. Do it.
it is a mess.
Have him walk out. Have him at the door ready to walk out, because I guarantee you he won't. I guarantee you they circle back and they say, you know what? Their offer is ridiculous, and they know their offer is ridiculous.
But we also got to see what other team would pay that. Like, what other team would offer him 6 years?
Who would give a 38-year-old goalie 4 years at $6 million after a career worse year?
Now,
Tarasenko gave up his home in Florida.
And I know you're going to say Marchand, Caesar.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Brad Marchand went on a over point per game run in a Stanley Cup final and scored 54 points in 52 games the first year of his contract.
That's fair, Beef Cat.
So for me, and Caesar, I get the idea of, okay, I understand, but Bob didn't have the career, the contract year Marchand did. You have to pay attention to that. And I think it'd be irresponsible for the Florida Panthers to sit here and say, well, because we don't have a goalie right now, let's overpay Sergei Bobrovsky. And if we're wrong, and if you're giving him 4 years, there's a heck of a higher chance you're going to be wrong than if you're giving him 2. If you're wrong, at most your window's open another year or 2. And you waste 2 years at the end of that deal. And if you're wrong quick, if he's not good next year, well, then you have some really big issues. So I don't see Sergei Bobrovsky leaving, because why would he go to Edmonton? Like, and I'm not trying to shit talk in Alberta, Kirby, it's your home province, but why would Sergei Bobrovsky log his ass up to Edmonton, Alberta to do what?
He's going somewhere for 1 or 2 years. He's not going there with the intention of staying somewhere for 6 years.
Okay, so if that's the case, then why doesn't he do that in Florida?
Because if he doesn't do it in Florida, the contract talks did not work out.
Okay, so if he doesn't get, so you're telling me it's either 4, 5, 6 years in Florida or 1 or 2 years somewhere else?
With probably a team like San Jose, Cody's mentioned, or Edmonton. But Edmonton has a lot of cap issue problems, just like Jeremy mentioned.
Okay, so
a lot of problems with that.
Sergei Bobrovsky's choice becomes, I'll take a 1 or 2 year deal with another team, but I won't do it with you. And that, to me, is where you let him walk out the door.
There's a lot of vengefulness and different things that might not go well in negotiations, Nick. That's happened before in the game of hockey.
There's some options out there, too. And I think this one's unrealistic, but it is one that I'm sure some teams have tried to initiate.
That's right, Dave.
Who do we think have actually tried to initiate these talks?
I know.
Sure.
The Florida Panthers?
Yes, probably. You'd have to think, right?
What do you want to?
I mean, it makes sense.
Look, and what do you mean? Are you saying so you're saying Bob wants 6 years, Jamie? Then in my opinion, if Bob wants 6 years, I don't care what the AAV is. You let him walk. I think that's ridiculous.
Now, if it's 6 years, $4.5 million.
No, we don't, Caesar. Don't think
that's a pretty damn friendly good deal.
Here's the thing. I don't think we're that desperate. I don't think we need to act that desperate.
But it's not even being desperate. It's the players in the locker room and what they think of
That's great. That's phenomenal. It does not make sense for them to give him 4, 5, or 6 years at higher than $5 million AAV.
I'm not saying higher than 5. I said 4.
Well, fine. Over 4. If you're giving him 6 years at $4.5 million, I think that's an overpay. Like Kirby, who is one of the biggest Bob fans that we all know, isn't in love with the idea of 4. Never mind 5 or 6. So
I became a Bob fan because I had to defend him on all the post-game shows, but I do like Bob, yes.
And Kirby, don't you think it's a little bit of a ridiculous ask to say No, I don't want 4 years or $6 million. I want both, hypothetically.
I know we talked about that with you, the term and the AAV. You can't have both. And I don't think he can ask for that at this point.
And if he had a phenomenal year last year and dragged us to the playoffs without Barkov, then I'd be like, you know what? It's probably warranted, right? But
yeah, MB, Nick's talked about this hardball approach too.
He's not getting the term where he wants anywhere. Correct. It's like who, and I'll say this, who's in a more precarious spot, Bobrovsky or Florida?
You are when you need a goalie, but Bob, if he starts really pushing, because there's only a certain market out there for a goaltender, and a goaltender at his cost and age, if you want to be honest.
Like, who's to say he doesn't become Marc-Andre Fleury in his last 2 years?
Yeah, Fleury wasn't getting these type of contracts, and Bob better than Fleury, but Fleury's has the numbers, and a lot of Fleury fans out there, he wasn't getting. Vegas kicked him out.
And now look where they're at right now.
Yeah, he's got a goalie, and then another goalie, then another one.
And I think
conference final, cup.
Yes, there are teams that will give him $7 to $8 million, but not the term. So then, if it becomes a 2-3 year deal at
$7 2-year deal or something.
Yes, but I'm willing to give. I'm sure they're willing to give him a 2-year deal at $6.5 million.
Oh yeah. I think so.
But they don't want just that. They have, and it's been laid out publicly. They want a Marchand style deal.
Why leave bad blood with negotiations? They don't value you what you do. Why does Steven Stamkos leave? They all paid every guy in that Tampa room except their captain Stamkos. He was pissed, Nick.
Well, he has a right to be pissed. But again, here's the other thing. He had a better career year than Sergei Bobrovsky. He had a good career year.
And he was their franchise. Like, the Panthers could argue, that's Barkov, that's Tkachuk, that's this guy. Like, Bob's in that mix, but he ain't the franchise like Stamkos was.
Yeah, and you could argue, did they make the right decision? I mean, in regular season production, Gensel's the better player, but they haven't had any success beyond that, right?
Leadership stuff.
The leadership stuff. So, and Jamie, I want to know your thoughts on this. If he wants a Marchand deal, are you out on him? And everybody can answer. At what number and at what year total are you saying?
We got any Bob stuff to share, Caesar? We've rerouted this episode, but everyone's.
I'm just going with what you guys go now. So.
No, any Bob stuff you want to share on the screen though? Throw it up.
Nothing I see here. So
4x4 would be the max. I would, if you need to go a shave higher, fine. 4.25, 4.5. Absolute max. I'm not willing to hit the number 5. Like, to me, 4.75 for 4 years is the absolute max. And that's obviously because you're measuring this. So Jeremy says 4 years absolute max. Kirby, what's your max?
It's still.
What's that?
Weird in there.
Steal. Is that a steal?
Oh, this is Bam out of bio.
Yeah, he. I was gonna share that, but I'll do it later. Sorry about that, guys.
No, you're good. David, I don't know if you can structure contracts like that. Can you? I don't know if you're allowed, because you'll get docked for the salary, not actual real money. I don't know, but that to me seems to be the conundrum. Now, I do also want to talk about some other, I guess, around the NHL stuff real quickly. Jason Robertson's a guy that you could think is susceptible to an RFA offer sheet. Maverick Bork, we've talked about Mackie Samoskevich. Kirby,
working on signing bonus stuff.
Yeah. What is your expectation regarding free agency, and in particular restricted free agency, and how these cap constrained teams are going to navigate that?
I don't know. I haven't looked into it this week. You and I off air were looking at the defenseman for the Panthers, but I got to do a bigger deep dive on all the guys around the league and what that's going to constitute. Some teams might give those offer sheets. You got to have those picks, and you got to make that deal where it's not going to come back and bite you in the ass like the Kotkaniemi deal with Carolina. He's not even in the lineup for the Hurricanes right now. and they offer sheeted.
And they have a lot of
have
money. That's a team that has held off on trading their draft picks, Kirby. Remember, they got 2 first-round picks in exchange for the Rantanen, which ended up being Stankoven, and the 2 first, right? So can Carolina be a team? And look, they lost Mikko Rantanen. Are they a team that's interested in being like, hey, Jason Robertson, that's kind of a guy, if
Maybe.
we're able to pay him and we can get the 4 first-round picks, we get our star winger we've been looking for.
Teams were gearing up to do that to Evan Bouchard before the Oilers came in there with that bridge deal, I believe it was, right?
And then they ended up does he still have to be paid, or has he gotten his big deal?
He got paid, but he's going to get paid again in the next couple years or something.
Okay.
So he's up in a couple years, something around that, 2 or 3 years.
And another, obviously, and that obviously opens up room for kind of other guys like the Maverick Borks of the world. Mackie Samoskevich is another guy. You can see a lot of those $3.5 million deals.
But I don't think Mackey's going to get that.
Well, I think if a team wants him, they will, and they'll only have to give up a second for him or something like that.
With the way he played this season,
they'll give him a $3.5 million deal. He's a young former.
We all thought that he might have gotten that last year. Nobody offered that.
It's a restricted free agent. So
this MB was saying this earlier in the chat, Nick, just to jump in. Sometimes do they look at medical side and it doesn't go against the cap if they decide on that? Like there was the Carey Price situation, the Shea Weber. How is that now with the CBA? Is there little parameters built in there still where it wouldn't be against your cap, even though the guy's over 35?
No, I think it kicks in because I've seen this on the Bergeron deals, right? And I don't know who else had the deal. I think Krejci was the other guy. Remember Boston, the year they won the President's Trophy? The following year, everything kicked in, and Bergeron, who was no longer on the roster, same with Krejci, his $2.5 million deal, I think ended up being $5 million for both because both Krejci and Bergeron had $2.5 million each were paid to them the following season. So the Bruins
that year
basically deferred salary through the bonus, similar to how we're going to do with Jeff Petrie next year, and which is only a couple $100,000. It's not a big deal, right? I don't know what the rule is now. I don't really know how that would work with a multi-year deal, though, Kirby. I don't. It would obviously depend. I don't know what they changed in the CBA. This is kind of the first off season we've had with it. And I don't really know how we'll navigate that. It's going to be
interesting. When the new CBA kicked in, like they renewed it this
because
summer.
Remember, I think they rolled some stuff over at the last minute last year, like the LTIR thing. It kicked in last minute.
Yeah, there was that COVID exception stuff in there. There was some things worked in. I can't remember.
Right. So they had to redo it at certain points, and I don't know if they're going to reopen CBA. I know there's been a lot of complaints about the third team retention. We had that complaint. But again, like when people were bitching about the LTIR rule and these different cap rules, you get more boring deadlines.
That was Hossa, I believe, MB.
Marian Hossa?
Yeah, I think it was. The allergic to the equipment. Yeah. He didn't play after that.
And look, David, this is I think a decent example. I think Mackey's a good player, and I think he'll be in the NHL for a long time. In fact, I'm more confident in Mackey going out than I was in Owen Tippett, to be honest with you.
That's fair, yeah. It's a realistic expectation.
A realistic
25 goals for Mackey.
And Owen Tippett's become a 20, 30 goal, 45, 50 point guy for Philadelphia, which
it just took him a while for him to,
but ended up scoring the 25, 30 goals, right?
And really
power forward does some other good things on the ice. So, and Jeremy agreed, Mackey doesn't fit here in the picture long term. No room in the top 9. I could see a team like a Chicago, like, hey.
Jeremy told me that last summer on different guys. I think we were talking about fits and guys, and I think Jeremy even mentioned that to me, to Mackey off air, I believe, at the time.
Deep cut. I don't think Tippett was looking that great with us.
No, he was. He didn't even look that great in Philadelphia when he first got there. It took 2 years for him?
No, he was pretty good. That first year-ish. Yeah. So, it just, I don't know. It just wasn't going to work in Florida for whatever reason. And they gave him chances on the power play.
He was getting scratched. Was he in AHL at the time we traded him?
Was he?
No, he was still on the lineup.
I remember him because don't you remember the whole thing? Like the Panther, like he was in Charlotte, like he was healthy scratched in Charlotte right around the deadline.
Trying to remember now. Who would have been in that lineup then at that time?
Well, it's Toronto, and then he got traded the next day after the San Jose.
Oh,
thing.
yeah, they were moving guys around there. We thought Anna was going on the way out the door, which he did. Yeah, that San Jose overtime game or whatever there.
And then the next day he was gone to New York, which, again,
To a
this is
playoff
going
team.
to be a really interesting offseason because, again, the options, I think, are very Bennett say Tibbet was close to breaking out. I don't know.
I didn't know Bennett.
This is the first offseason we have options. And I understand everybody's worried with the Bob thing. Number one, I think a lot of these are negotiation tactics. There's a lot of gamesmanship. Our guy Jim Behringer has been consistent in his belief that Bobrovsky will eventually come back and re-sign. I don't remember the figure he said, Kirby. Do you? I don't want to misquote him.
Yeah, I don't want to misquote him either. I thought it was around 4.5 or 5 million. Can't remember the years.
I could have sworn it was 2 years, but do not take that for certain. But I don't think there needs to be a whole desperation with it. I really think there are other options out there. There are assets that we have that we haven't had in a while, and we can force our hand a little bit. It's like force the hand a little bit. Say like, look. And I said this to Kirby the other day, like I would go and trade for Jordan Binnington. If you're sold on him, I would go and trade for Jordan Binnington right now and be like, we have a guy that could come in after you. It's kind of the same thing they did with Aaron Ekblad last year when they brought in Seth Jones. It's like, well, if you don't sign at this dollar amount, you can walk out the door. We have a replacement for you. And we'll go.
I think they're worrying a lot about Mackey, Caesar. Like Devils fans can say the same thing about Simone Nemec or whatever. Like everyone has their guys.
And here's the other, and this is a great point. Me and Kirby have talked about it. Cody has talked about it. Caesar, I don't know if you've been here for the discussions. They have to know, I think, by the end of this week.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to know. We're almost at a cup final. They have to know by the beginning of the cup final.
I don't think Bill Zito's gonna go into the season not knowing who your goaltender is.
Well, I don't think he's going into the draft. I'll go with further. I don't think he's going to go into the draft not knowing who it is. I don't think it's going to come down to that. I think it'll get.
I'd be very surprised if it was August or September. That's a long time to wait.
Well, that's after free agency. We're going to know by July 1st.
It could end up happening draft night. So I mean,
it's highly possible.
Yeah, it could. Like they'll figure stuff out before that, but it could happen on draft night.
Yeah.
Okay, so according to these 35 plus CBA rules are still in effect. Geez, I didn't know that. Okay, so I don't know exactly what that entails with everything.
We might have to ask our guest. We're gonna have here in the next couple of weeks. We have a special guest coming up, and then maybe some of our other prospect guys.
I do want to talk about this. I know this kind of
would have been a good thing for Puckpedia.
We got sidetracked. I apologize. I wanted to talk, Kirby, before we go to IHF about the other conference final.
Oh, we don't have a lot of time. We're gonna.
We got to go on break, guys.
We got to go on break.
Yeah.
You don't want to talk about your Montreal Canadiens?
No, we'll skip them.
Come on.
I was at a party yesterday. I'll skip them.
Let's pay some bills here.
Panthers fever is here. Are you geared up? Caneswear in Davie is the place for all your Florida Panthers needs. They have the latest gear for our favorite NHL team. Jerseys, polos, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, and more. Caneswear has you covered. Stop by their store in Davie or at pantherswear.com. Again, that's pantherswear, WEAR.com for all your Panthers gear.
And a word from another one of our sponsors, Jeremy Beckham. Champions don't settle, and neither should you. Let me introduce Jeremy Beckham at Beck Sells FLA, bringing a competitive edge to South Florida luxury real estate. If you want a home that performs in all three zones, location, lifestyle, and long-term value, Jeremy is your power play. The clock's ticking. Let's go for the cup. Reach out now at BeckSellsFLA.com. And we are going to be giving away for all of our gold members the Anton Lundell signed wall frame photo, courtesy of Palm Beach Autographs. If you want to have a chance to win this, you'll have to become a gold member. And in order to do that, you can go to our YouTube homepage and buy your own membership. If you are not a member but not a gold member, you can upgrade it. If you want to give somebody else an opportunity to win it, gift a membership. And you can also find out all the other information and the access that each membership tier provides and the access to all the great perks. And if you appreciate the work we do, we appreciate your support. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment on our videos, purchase a super chat donation, and make sure you click the notification bell as we are going live and posting podcast videos quite frequently. Thank you, and let's go Cats.
And Nick, I want to say that's just for gold members. If you do gift a membership, that just goes to bronze tier, but you are a member and then you can upgrade from there. And guys, we do want to mention about the Hobby Card Show here, Caesar, Nick.
Yep.
We are in collaboration with them here, and Palm Beach Autographs is in collaboration with them as well.
Yep. So if you guys are in South Florida during that time, my YouTube channel will be streaming live there. We'll have special guests from a lot of those athletes. So if you do come by, definitely stop by the table and check us out. And, we'll probably have some giveaways as well. So,
yep.
Stay tuned.
And
make
Caesar,
sure you guys...
we're waiting officially, publicly, for the hockey announcement. That's when we're going to be putting it up here on our channel, because we are a hockey channel. Caesar, dabbles in other stuff, and that's great for Caesar. But we're hockey channel here, so we're waiting for the hockey announcement for those players, Caesar.
Yep.
I'm dying to wait to see who these official announcements are here. I see boxers. I see Sandlot back in the day.
Kirby might be more interested in some of the boxing than he is in some of the hockey.
No, those are boxers I grew watching.
Yeah, I know. You're a big boxing
But I'm going to
fan.
maybe talk to some of the hockey guys. I want to know who the hockey guys are. I watched Sandlot. That's a great movie. I told someone at a birthday party this weekend about Sandlot.
Willis McGahee, Quentin Portis. I mean,
Willis McGahee. I had him in fantasy football probably 15 years ago.
When he got like 15 touchdowns in a season.
He was in Denver, I think. It was the year he went off.
Oh, with Shanahan?
Yes. Okay.
Mike Shanahan.
You didn't like him?
Me, I wasn't the biggest McGahee guy, but if you had him in fantasy and you had him on those double-digit touchdown years, of course you're going to love him.
Well, I had DeMarco Murray the year he went off for like 1,800 yards and
I remember
18
that year.
touchdowns. That I thought we were going to win the Super Bowl that year. We can reminisce about that
don't
later.
Remind me about that year. I mean, I was watching that during that year last night on. It popped up in my head.
That's probably, I don't care. I know I'm a Panther fan. That is the most heartbroken I've been over.
That was the year we beat Seattle in Seattle, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, that never happened."
Yes.
And then I was like,
Romo, great play by Romo to the outlet pass there.
Terrence Williams.
and that was the year that I think we came back against the Giants on a Sunday night.
No, that was the next year, and then Romo got hurt.
The home opener.
Because then Brandon Whedon came in, and he was so bad.
Okay.
I like how Cody mentions to our guest today right away. When we always say we're Cowboys fans in season, we always mention your name in that discussion. Cody jumps in right away. He's like, I'm not, I'm a Dolphin. He jumps in right away.
Listen, whatever you think about our Panther discussions, you should fucking hear our Cowboy discussions.
Oh my God. You guys would listen to us even if you're not Cowboys fans. I'm telling you.
Oh my God.
And I'm moderating these guys. Just put me down.
Listen, it's not often all three of us agree on the Cowboys. But we were pretty fucking happy on draft night.
Oh yeah,
we were pretty happy on draft night.
We were pretty happy.
Yeah,
and I can honestly say is watch out for Barham. He might be taking.
Here
over.
we go, baby. Let's get our hope.
But anyways, this is a hockey talk, guys.
Yeah.
I know you guys don't really want to talk about it, but I do.
I do about the guy you want to on this tournament, but I want. What are your? Are you watching, Caesar? I've watched.
I'm watching highlights after I wake up because I wake up late and I can't watch the games early.
Okay, I've been PVRing them. So.
But Barkov is just playing unbelievable.
Yep.
If you guys look at the way he's playing, having fun, I feel like he could have a breakout career season this upcoming year.
Points wise,
just the way he's playing. Sometimes players, when they get hurt and they come back, it's like, and he's one of those players that he works so hard, and he's in the prime of his career right now.
The problem, I don't want to poo-poo this. He's been excellent. I've watched most of the Finland games. He's been so dynamic. he plays with this confidence with Finland and aggressiveness offensively, Caesar, that I need him to bring back with him to Florida.
Could you imagine if he was still healthy and he played in the Winter Olympics? Team Finland could have probably won that. The gold medal.
I mean, as close as it was, and you have to think, because Mikko Rantanen also got hurt early in that tournament. If you have a healthy Mikko Rantanen and a healthy Sasha Barkov, with how well they played,
or you can put Aho down to the second line.
Yeah, I get but after, and I'm not even going to talk about Sweden and their coach. You know how I feel about him. I
haven't heard any updates on this.
God, that's like beef right there. Like, I cannot stand that guy. But a healthy Barkov and a healthy Rantanen, Kirby, I know it was very close, and I know Canada kind of took over late in that game. They get a 2-0 lead. You have to think Rantanen and Barkov with a 2-0 lead.
Oh, when they're
able to pot a couple more and
100%. Not even putting just Barkov being able to shut Team USA down.
Well, they played Canada in the semis.
Switzerland and Finland are playing Sunday, I believe.
Now, the leading scorer of this tournament is Sven Andrighetto with 13 points in 6 games. With Switzerland. Rudolph Balcers has 8 points in 6 games.
He's playing well. Rudy
Dennis Mulligan has 10 points in 6 games.
With Vilmanis. What's that?
Dennis Mulligan has 10 points in 6 games.
Yeah, he does that all the time.
Vilmanis has 8 points in 6 games. Puljujarvi has 8 points in 6 games.
And they moved Puljujarvi down the lineup, and he's still playing well.
So, Sidney
nothing against them. They just brought in Granlund, I believe. So they moved.
Barkov 6.6 games +1, and we've watched him. He looks good.
Anton Lundell's looked spectacular too.
Spectacular. I mean, so
again,
I'm not trying to get excited.
Like we always talk about.
And there are still how many games are left for this
round robin? There might be a couple, 1 or 2.
I think it's a really good thing. Like Barkov, obviously.
And Vilmanis is playing really good.
Goal and assist.
But here's the thing: Barkov is not only is he playing well and getting confidence back, he's playing actual games, and nothing can replicate game speed, no matter how much you skate. Right?
I love it for him. I love it.
You could say it's the world. It's the worlds. It's not the Olympics.
And if he ends up playing Kirby, and I think it's a great thing if he ends up playing 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games going into next year. Like, hey, I got group of 10 games under my belt and I played well and the knee feels good, you're probably going to feel.
There we go. I said this earlier this week, and I think Adonis was here. I think Vilmanis needs to have like a B- training camp, and he should be on the Panthers roster.
He
doesn't have to have a great training
camp. Okay, question real quick before. Vilmanis or Mackey?
I'm going to say Vilmanis because, number one, I kind of like the style of player. He is a bit better. And also, I think Mackey can be part of a package trade to make the team better.
He might not be.
Now, question. Now, how would you guys feel? Because, I know I'm kind of throwing you guys off a little bit, but if Vilmanis is part of the package deal to get Hellebuck back in here, are you guys upset?
Ship him off.
I know Jamie will be.
Look. Mackey,
if you want a starting goalie, you got to.
Mackey needs to be on a top 6 role, and I think maybe a Seattle where he can unlock his ability. You saw Bobby McMahon get an opportunity. I think Mackey, if you give him an opportunity on a top power play unit and ice time, sure.
Hold on, did Caesar say Vilmanis to Winnipeg?
Yeah,
that would be a good fit in Winnipeg. A guy,
right. But here's the other thing. I think Vilmanis can carve out.
Vilmanis. Go ahead, Nick. I'm sorry.
Vilmanis can carve out a role in other areas of the lineup where Mackey can't.
And the thing is, the better he plays in these tournaments, the better trade ability we have to offer other teams.
Or affirmation that he's going to be a Panther.
Either here's the thing, right? It's like, and I know he's probably what did sort of do to warrant a higher prestige of trade value than Vilmanis thus far? What has sort of accomplished that Vilmanis hasn't?
Nothing.
Like prior to getting traded, I mean.
He was taking center draws and playing in camp and different things like
And
that.
I'm going to be honest, I know Matthew.
Maybe with a bit more edge, but Vilmonis is throwing his body around. He's
Yeah, I
short.
was gonna say I like Vilmonis's like body type, the way he just goes against the boards, and that's something that.
Yep.
And I like this question by Jeremy. What if we lose these in a package, and can we have Vilmonis
I think
take
that's
Lusty's role? And he's younger.
He quit with Lundell and Marchand. I think where you get into that is because they can't come to terms, Nick, with Lusto.
yeah, and
I don't see Lusto
like,
leaving though.
here's the
but-
thing, like
That's
if
true.
they feel this could be low
He'd
Storina's
have to hit the market. When's his market next summer?
yeah,
Yeah.
this is last year of his deal. So I mean, hypothetically, and this is a good point by
We'll have
Jeremy,
to see it play out.
this is a good point by Jeremy. Lusto, probably a guy that has pretty decent value. Like he's not an old guy, 26 years old, right? I think he's
We
going
talked to a lot of fans, Nick, just to jump in on post-game shows that want him on their team. They're going to
Yeah.
put him in their second
very
line.
high value guy.
and
If you're
especially
looking-
Winnipeg.
If you're looking at a Winnipeg,
Vancouver.
and here's the thing, it's not like you can find other guys to penalty kill, right? So, like, yes, you do lose Losterinen, but who's to say you can't bring in Kevin Stenlund because now you're spending less money on your third line winger. You can replace Losterinen in essence with Kevin Stenlund, Kirby, and then your penalty kill void is filled. Or Brad Marchand can play a penalty kill role, right? So there's obviously different options that you can move around. I think
I think you have to have more in that package. You got to have a first-round pick.
Oh yeah, no,
like-
a first round pick has to be
like-
in there for sure.
And thank you, Matthew. Give me the ding right there for bringing in Stenlund to replace Lusto on the penalty kill. I'll wait for a curve.
But as we reported earlier this week, the Panthers are interested on Kevin Stenlund, but the price is high. And we should have paid him when I said, guys, 3 summers ago, $1.75 million for 3 years, and you'd still have him for another year.
Well, unfortunately, you can't
Nick
go
will
back.
say we have a cup. Okay.
I don't want Lars Eller. I'm not a Lars Eller guy.
I would take Lars Eller on a 1 year, $1.2 million or something.
Like, yeah, I just don't know if he's got much left in the tank.
Did you look at his face-off numbers last year? Still 55%.
Yeah, Nico Sturm had good face-off numbers coming into Florida. Look what happened.
Oh, that was your.
Yeah. So,
Look good in Minnesota.
right? He did, right?
Going to mention that all offseason on Spaces.
I think, and this is where, like, you could do Mackey, a first-round pick, a second-round pick, the other second-round pick, and Vilmonis. That's 5 pieces for Connor Hellebuck.
Just on this comment very quick, Cody's going to come in here and smack you, Matthew. You're disrespecting Lusto. But go ahead, Nick.
But do a first-round pick, 2 seconds, trade Lusterinen and Mackey to Winnipeg. Vilmonis comes up into the third-line wing spot, and because you're spending league minimum on Vilmonis, Kirby, that opens up cap for the fourth-line center to be, you can spend a little bit more money on that, and plus you're spending less on a backup, right?
Well, what Matthew wants to, he doesn't want us to get a 4C in the summer. He wants to work towards it during the trade deadline. That's what he said.
Matthew?
But then you're starting to 3D chess yourself if you just like, we're not going to do it in the summer. We'll think about it later. Might not work out later. So,
you don't know. You could get outbid.
Yeah, you can get outbid.
Right.
Might not find the guy that fits.
Right.
Teaser at the trade deadline might not
Yeah.
find. That's risky proposition a little bit, Matthew. I like what you're thinking of. I like how you're thinking ahead, Matthew, but still you're playing with some risk management situations there. And you might get more injuries by the deadline. You might need to go get other stuff, and then you need to have still that on top of everything else. So,
Okay. I cannot believe I'm doing this, but let's do it. Anyway. Barkov.
Hold on, let me remove this. Go ahead.
Is it showing?
No,
There we go.
there it is.
There we go.
Since when did this turn into Florida Panther talk?
I know, right? It's a lot tonight. It did tie into the Worlds. Everyone's just hyped up. Caesar, this is the most we've had the chat hyped up all at once. We've had this throughout the week, but everyone
had him to trade. Heck no.
That's the big
just
Caesar
letting it
effect.
go, Caesar. Just letting it go with the flow.
I love it. No, but I personally don't see Lusto leaving. He's a guy that I think could take like a friendly deal when his time is up.
I think so.
You think?
Yeah, just because just the
He's 28. I mean, I just don't see, like, if you get a payday, like this is
because he's not a guy that's going to give you a lot of points.
No, but he's going to get paid.
How
he
much
also
more?
has to go to market if he chooses what Caesar said to sign Nick.
Like, you don't think,
and he doesn't go to market. He might not go to market.
You don't think that
Nick, you and I knew Gudas was going to market. We knew Tarasenko wasn't coming back. We knew the chance Montour wasn't going to be re-signed.
I just don't think Bill Zito lets him walk out like that. Like
I think he could get 5x5. I know it sounds crazy to say that, but
he might take less money to stay with Florida. And I don't say that often, Nick.
No, you don't, which is why I'm confused.
And I think just like the way
he might.
Depending on what because Lundy, we still what did he got? 2 more years left?
No, he's got more than that, Lindo.
Yeah. How many more years?
Is it 3 or 4, Nick?
For Lundell, he's got 3 more, I think.
Okay.
Mackey. Okay, so it's Jesper Boqvist, Losterinen, Mackey, a first and 2 seconds to the Winnipeg Jets.
I thought Marchie was good this year.
They're not gonna take fucking Boqvist.
It's a cap dump. And Boqvist can go in a separate deal. It's like...
Yeah, Adonis, he needs to be 2C. I don't know what more the Panthers organization needs to see. Go watch the Worlds. They should be watching it.
Dude, this is where I would talk to Bennett. Bennett, you're on the wing. Put Lindell up there.
He sucks on the wing, so he only plays...
He only plays Bennett on the third line. You're paying him a lot of damn money.
Bennett only plays wing for John Cooper. So
you could have a line of Lusto, Bennett, and Marchand on your third line. Are they going to ever do it?
We'll see. Bennett did have a career year in points this year, so I mean,
career year, Nick.
Well, that he did.
That's all you're going to say.
Well,
okay, fine.
That he did. I mean, career year. I mean, when you get a number 1 power play time and everything.
Oh, now here you go.
I mean, like everybody. Yeah, I mean, like, but again, he was terrible to start the year. You could argue it cost us a playoff spot in the end, or a chance to get into a playoff spot, because we were hovering around 500 for the first month and a half. Well, he wasn't doing anything. So, I mean,
yeah, but there's so much stuff that went.
Yeah, but there's no excuse for it to play the way he did to be a month and a half. And we know, and you're like, well, the Bennett's not that player. I agree, which is why he shouldn't get $8 million. But I'm not going to rehash the same point. He signed, he's a Panther, and I'll root for him, right? I don't hate him, certainly. Or Stenlund. What do you think Stenlund's getting? 2.2 for 3 years?
Good point there, Matthew. Good point.
I already know what it was. Oh, nope.
I don't know. Our Mr. Capologist working on stuff here. I'm just in the chat.
What do you think? 2.2? Do you think 2.2 million for Stenlund?
It's fair.
Okay, 3 years, 2.2 million.
Cap's going up, everyone.
Yep.
Is Stenlund a free agent?
Yes, he is, Caesar. So is Ryan Lomberg.
I would not be surprised if he comes back.
Neither would I.
Hopefully, Nick will get some news on that.
Yeah, hopefully.
He just loves it down here. I would not be surprised.
Doesn't hate it in Calgary though, but
no, obviously, but it just
okay.
He got his money. He got his money. So now
yeah, we were all surprised.
Yeah, yeah, we were. Let me see here. And then you want to just say we'll bring back Tarasaw because that'll be the backup for Hellebuck in this scenario?
If that's the scenario you're working, that's fair.
So we'll say 1.2.
Doesn't really matter who the backup is with Hellebuck for next season. It does after. Next season, not a big concern.
And then, so you'll have $6.8 million. Who would be like a good 6 defenseman?
I already told you the names the other night, Nick. I gave you about 12 of them.
Who were you?
There's a lot of depth defensemen on the market, Caesar.
Hey, let's say Andrew
can draft a defenseman or 2 or 3, and they.
Do you want to say Andrew Peak?
Acquire one. You like him, and you think there could be something there. I'm digging in on Andrew Peak. I'm going to see if I hear anything on him. I can ask one of my.
What do we think he's going to get?
I don't know what the defense
He's 28. This is going to be a time for him to get
I
a
know.
pretty big
But he
contract.
gets
That's
3
the only
years.
thing.
I don't think he can get 4 or 5.
Like, I don't think we're gonna I'm trying to look at veterans here.
I think at most he should get.
I was going to say get somebody that's like 31, 30.
There's
Because
a
if you're
lot-
going to get
Well,
if you're going to
Brent
get a guy
Burns-
that's 28,
Brent Burns is looking for
There's a lot of guys over 33 that are pretty intriguing.
Brent Burns is looking for a cup.
And he would be
yeah, he would
around.
be okay.
So let's say $1 million.
Because I just don't see a guy that's 28 years old going to take less money to come to Florida to win a cup now. This is going to be this is his time to get big. His agent's going to be like, you want to get the max amount of money now.
Do you think Brandon Duhaime could be an option to be brought in, Kirby?
Florida kid.
Yeah. Or re-signing AJ. Do we actually think we
maybe Caesar needs to go to the rink and ask him this summer.
I mean,
These are all
AJ
big-
Greer still hasn't signed, though. He seemed pretty confident he was going to sign. So I don't know. We'll
But
see.
Caesar, you know what I mean with Duhaime, the 3-on-3 stuff. Isn't he involved in that? I thought he was.
Is he?
Yeah.
I got to check the roster. We don't know the lineups this year, but I know he was in it last year.
You could ask him.
Well, who's the guy that could be on the Panthers' fourth line? We have $6 million basically to get one fourth line winger.
Haven't really dug into the wingers. Why are you not including Vilmonis or any of the guys?
He's already in the top 9.
Thought
You have
the number
Lomberg?
1 ranked guy on McKean's.
Do you want to re-sign Lomberg?
Yeah.
Lomberg might not be the 12th, Nick. You're looking for
Well, it's either him or Gadjevich, and I don't really see a point for Gadjevich anymore.
They really like Gadjevich, though.
I know, but I mean,
I don't know if you. I don't know. Well,
They gave him that early extension.
that would be.
But
that would be,
we'll see how he does because he did have that neck injury.
well, yeah, neck jaw injury. I don't know. I don't know with him.
okay, I'm just going to give Duhaime 1.85 for 2 years. Okay, so this is the lineup basically for Florida, and I'll zoom in a bit. Everybody could take a look here. By the way, this lineup, $3 million just to start the year with a full 23-man roster, which will accrue over the course of the year into the trade deadline. So it goes for Hagee, Barkov, Reinhart, Bennett, Rodriguez, Kachuk, Lundell, Marchand, Vilmonis, Stenlund, Duhaime, Reinhart, Forsling, Ekblad, Mikala Jones, Kulikov, Burns, Hellebuck, Tarasov, Gadjevich, Belinskas, Ryan Lomberg as the healthy scratches.
Nick, there's a question here with your lineup.
Who's going to fight an entire team for us? Well, you put them in when you need them to,
Gadjevich, Lomberg.
right? But I think this team,
You
Kirby,
said you're out on Gadjevich, Nick.
not saying I'm out, but I'm like, where does he
You can
fit?
still keep him in there.
Where does he fit?
You put him in certain games. He doesn't
Right.
have to play.
But I'm
every
looking at
night.
this-
You guys all sound like a lot of Canadian hockey fans.
But I'm looking at this
Who's gonna
lineup.
fight for us?
I'm looking at this
Yeah,
lineup.
I'm not worried about that. So
So
you
not-
don't have
Oh,
you
it's
don't
not
have
like-
AJ Greer. You don't think he's going to sign?
I mean, if you want, I just don't see. It's either for me, it's either Stenlund or Greer, not both.
I think Lomberg fits as an extra, but it depends on the price.
But here's the thing: if Lomberg is the extra, then I don't think Gadjevich is here anymore. Like, why do you have both?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly, you boy. Bennett's got to start throwing down.
Like, I could even see us keeping Losterinen and there being enough money for that, and you just like take away a Duhaime and bring in like a league minimum guy. But for me, it's either AJ Greer or Kevin Stenlund. It's not both, because one of them, but not one of them. Both.
But
of
I
them,
just jump in. I don't want AJ Greer, or we can have 2 other guys. I might rather have the 2 other guys than one AJ Greer. Like if it becomes
or I'd
that.
rather have Kevin Stenlund.
Yeah,
I
but does Kevin Stenlund want to come back?
Well, why wouldn't he? If we're gonna give him a competitive offer, I don't see why he wouldn't.
You don't see him re-signing with Utah?
He could,
Could
He hasn't yet.
theoretically.
but also
mean-
Stanley could look at the Barkov injury from last year. If there's another injury at center, he can move up the lineup.
Well, and here's the other thing. If we give him a competitive offer, like let's say the top offer is 3 years at 2.75, which is, I think, viable, or 2.6, and we say, okay, we'll give you 3 years at 2.25, 2. Within $500,000 or so, right? Obviously, you have the state income tax, whatever.
What was his ice time last year?
High.
Well, pull up his hockey.
Like this to me, and like John Carlson, I'd put up there too. But these are like the top.
Pull up his face-off numbers. Pull up his average time on ice. You could look up his penalty kill on Quant Hockey Caesar if you do that. QUANT.
Like for me, these are the top free agents. Like I'd rather bring in Kevin Stenlund than bring back AJ Greer. And obviously they're going to look at the point production. He put up 14 goals, 28 points for Utah in his first year. He was getting 14-21 of ice time, 18
Last year
points.
He fell off a little bit, but
yeah, but I mean, 54% penalty kill. I mean, he wasn't unbelievable on paper for Florida. He was -10, only 15 points, but 51.4. You go take a look at his
Don't even
playoff.
have his face-offs there.
His playoff numbers. He was 51.5% for the Panthers in the faceoffs. 60% for Utah. Point is, elite penalty killer, big guy. I think one of, if not the best fourth line centers in the NHL. He will be 30 when the new season does start. So that is something to keep in mind. But I don't think you're going to find a better fourth line center. And honestly, I think the Panthers over the last 2 years, they've had 3 years, they've had one elite fourth liner. And 23-24, it's AJ Greer. Not AJ Greer. It's Kevin Stenlund. And 24-25 and 25-26, it was AJ Greer. I prefer to have that elite fourth liner at the center position. I know AJ Greer put up 17 goals, and he's a guy a little bit, I think, around the same age as Stenlund, maybe a little bit younger. He's a physical guy, can come in, do some things. But if you're paying a guy for 2-3 years, close to $2 million per, I like the guy that can win every faceoff, can be an elite penalty kill guy, because I think you'll be able to find production in your top 9 enough where I like Greer, but he doesn't play penalty kill. He ain't playing power play, and he's not going to have an opportunity, barring an injury, to jump up into the top 9 and be like, hey, the reason I scored 17 goals is because 3 or 4 guys were hurt. So
he did play on the penalty kill towards the end.
I agree.
That's something that he's learning.
But I don't think, Caesar, that that's gonna remain. I don't.
No, I understand, but I mean,
and I love AJ Greer. Honestly, it should be like, that's just how high I view Kevin Stenlund, right? It's
right.
Elite fourth line center. Elite. Now, again, maybe they don't want to go premium on a fourth line, and they don't want to pay that, right? I get it. Cap's going up, strategies change, so it'll be interesting to see there. But I mean, Kirby, would you rather have Stenlund or Greer?
Stenlund.
And I see what you're talking about, John Carlson in the chat. John Carlson's my number one option. Like, if they can,
I only want him for 1 to 2 years, but I do want him.
So here's the thing: could you do a 1-year deal at $5.5-6 million, and then have that bonus laden deal where, like, hey, $1.5 million, $2 million kick in the following year? So it's like you end up getting $8 million.
And there is early reports out there that the 2 state of Florida teams are interested in John Carlson.
So, like, I think that could be in the cards, Kirby. We talked about the Bergeron and Krejci deals, the 1-year bonus heavy deals, right?
That's why this goalie situation.
That's why it holds everything up.
It does. It. Hopefully, we know here in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, this is going to be interesting for sure.
Yeah, I mean, AJ, if he were, well, yeah, I don't think he'll be that good of a player as Tom Wilson, but I just prefer the center for me. The guy down the middle can move up. Saw Kevin.
And again, I want, and maybe I'm sounding like Jamie here. I want promotion up our lineup from Charlotte on the wing. Hunter St. Martin. Grayson Sachin, who's now transitioning maybe to wing. And we talked with Link about that earlier today on our prospect draft show. Also, Sandis Vilmonis. We've got so many guys down there. Jack Devine. So many guys that can fill.
And these guys played really well during the season in Charlotte. So they're and not only are they playing well, but they're developing better down there. And I think that was a knock for the Florida Panthers organization, is their affiliate team didn't have the right guys to
They weren't running the same system either till recently.
Yeah,
Like, running the same system as Paul Maurice.
yeah. So it's. I mean, that's.
So
that helps.
I don't.
Placeholder.
I think
I know.
honestly, and particularly if our top nine's healthy, I think
None
if
of
you-
those guys. No, hold on. The guys that I said, I think they can.
See,
Yeah, they
I
can.
think early on in the year,
How the hell can we've seen Bill Monis? How do you
and
not?
I'm not saying
He played second line this
I'm
year.
Yeah.
not saying you have all three guys. Like you're not going to have three
No, not all
AHLers
of
in your.
No.
But if you can find
One or
one, maybe two,
Yeah.
but definitely just one guy to come in, like especially early in the season. Like early in the season is the perfect time to experiment with
Yep.
these Charlotte players on the fourth line because you're not going to affect you right now. You're
Yep.
going to win. If the Panthers
and
are
Adonis
healthy,
likes Cole Reinhardt, but he has competition.
if the Panthers are healthy, they should be number one in the division around Thanksgiving or top two, top three. And simultaneously, they should be able to do that while experimenting players on the fourth line like Sachin, like Vilmanis. I don't know if I'll go as far to say Hunter St. Martin.
Under St. Martin, I'm telling you.
And the thing is, look, Paul Maurice even said on the podcast with Kate Ingleson earlier before the season or after the season ended, they're going to go into training camp and he's going to push them harder than he's ever has because these guys haven't been playing playoff hockey. He wants them to be ready. He goes, I'm not going to be afraid of injuries. So these guys better be ready to work.
And you
he's-
have those young forwards from
and I
Charlotte
think he's
there.
saying that for the young guys. Like, you better bring your lunch pails because we're going to put your ass to work and we're going to
But
see
I
how.
think those young guys will. Sachin,
Yes,
Vilmanis,
I agree.
St.
I
Martin.
agree.
They will. They're going to commit. I watched them, and Nick laughed at me. I watched them in rookie camp last year and training camp where it's against men, and they held up their end of the bargain. These young guys, like they were good. So another year, and I really like our forward prospects. Now the defense didn't work. We need to draft 2 or 3.
Matthew, I foreshadowed that earlier today on our live stream with Link. I think a decision's going to be coming soon. Perhaps this week.
We were talking about that on the live stream games.
No, remember I foreshadowed something at the end?
No. Okay. So you did know something. You didn't tell us.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I caught on to it on air, and so did the chat, Nick. So did the chat.
I know. I like.
Oh, yeah. You think you're so smart now. The chat's catching on.
Well, I said I'm foreshadowing there.
I wrote it in the chat, and they wrote it.
Well, you know.
No.
So we're on to something, chat. Give yourself a ding, chat.
Here, I'll do it for them.
Today.
Hold on. Where is it? We don't have one here. Well, then you
we
get that.
bell on here. Can't we get one from? There we go. Wow.
Let's see. Oh, that's not it.
I feel like we're in Japan.
We can get one.
Whoa.
Oh, whoa.
You might want to add that for the cup final, the way the matchup's about to look.
I hope when we have open mic, which we're going to be doing here soon, everyone, we're going to be trying it maybe on the members only show. I hope they don't have access to the soundboard because that could get a little dicey.
Meeksy, I don't think so because unless Anton Lundell gets traded or you're moving Bennett to wing, then I don't.
He's not coming at that Yager price.
No, and why would you leave? I mean, if you were absolutely hell-bent on getting a cup, I guess, but there are other teams he can do that and play a more significant role. I don't see a fourth-line center role for Malkin. Over a point per game last year, right? So I just don't see it. I think he'll retire in Pittsburgh, and why wouldn't you? I mean, you won everything you need to win. Has he ever won a Hart?
I thought he did one year, but maybe not. Check on that. Art Ross? Something.
But
Art Ross, Hart?
I don't know. That's an interesting. No, I don't know.
One at most.
And yeah, Matthew, we were talking about this. Matthew, you believe the deal is at 4 years right now? 3 to 4 years? I'll give him a minute to answer.
We need to know when it's happening so we can go live.
I bet I'm going to be in a Walgreens. It won't be like the Seth Jones one where I'm in a Walgreens and Cody calls me.
We need to be coordinated on this because we're all got different schedules going on here. Be able to have at least
well, we should. Hopefully, we know a couple hours in advance.
that would be good.
Yeah.
That would be very helpful, and you guys would all enjoy that because then we can coordinate our schedules to be here as hosts.
Cody. So he believes the Panthers are willing to go 4 years. It is believed also that the $4 million figure is probably what it would end up being around, maybe a little
4
higher.
years, 4 million. 4 years,
Yeah.
4.5. I'm okay with that.
Like around that. The problem is, and we talked about this, they want both money and term.
And that is that number where they can bury the last year or two,
or trade it. Like I don't think
to give away draft picks.
Like I don't think you give that what's it called?
Like dead weight. So you need to give.
Give that a no move clause.
I don't think they would do that.
But I also
modified, hopefully.
Well, maybe the first 2-3 years.
2 years,
and then the third or fourth year.
Then it opens up.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
I agree, Caesar.
Can he be an effective backup, and will the cap be high enough where $4.5 million is maybe $1 million overpay for a backup, and you're able to kind of deal with that?
Do you think he's going to want to be a backup?
Like, well, you don't have a choice if you're 40 years old and you're if you're 40 years old and you're washed, you don't have a choice.
I retire,
right? Unless he wants to opt out of that money or go to Robot Island, which I don't know, right? Like.
He could opt out versus being a backup.
I mean,
he does have a lot of money.
Can you realistically LTIR him? As Bob like, yeah, I'm willing to be LTIR? He's like, no, I want this till I'm done.
I don't see him being LTIR. The way that he like.
I heard that it could be in the near decision, Matthew, a near future, Matthew. Like a decision will be made very soon, and I'll just tell you, 7 to 10 days is what I was told.
Oh, you were told a timeline.
Yeah, like roughly 7 to 10 days is when they'll know.
Cody said days ago is what you heard.
What?
Wow. So what you and me and Cody predicted is kind of what you heard. I said
Now that's a rough timeline, right?
Okay.
It could be a little less, could be a little more. Like if it's 12, 13 days, fine. But
we were around that 10 to 14.
It'll be in the next week and a half, 2 weeks.
Okay. So what I never read anything. I was just going off.
They have to know, like, unless is okay. You're hearing the same thing, Matthew. Okay, yeah. So he's hearing the same thing I am. Yeah. Now, does that mean it can't go on further? No. It depends. If they make headway with the deal, then you're
talking if it goes in the positive direction for the Panthers. If they're signing him, it's going to be in this time window.
Correct. Yeah.
If things
and not fully 100% certain of that. Like Matthew, do you think they don't? Yes, we know they don't have a goalie on the roster.
Is this his lineup?
And don't take what I'm saying as like the gospel, right? This could be wrong.
I'm excited.
But Matthew, do you think we're knowing by the draft? I'll give him a minute to answer.
Is this a different taco in the chat?
It looks like a different one. Yeah.
Taco Tom.
The Vegas Golden Knights do.
Vegas Golden Knights?
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Meeksy. Thank you, Meeksy.
Meeksy, we already have that on the header there, but okay. Thank you. I can't give a thumbs up on that, only if it was donated. Did Jamie have enough of us tonight? Oh, my boy KQ is in the house. How's it going?
Yeah. Let's go.
How's it going, KQ? This guy's awesome. He's everywhere on YouTube. He's even more places than I am. Hope it's going well, KQ, and I hope the draft goes well for you and your Calgary Flames.
Thank you. That's okay. Yeah, that's roughly because I think they'll know the direction. Let me phrase this a little more clear. I think they'll know the direction it's headed within 7 to 10 days. And it will be a lot more clear in the next 7 to 10 days. I don't know if it'll be solved. I don't know if the decision will be finalized, but I think there will be a clear direction by the time the middle of the Cup final at the latest. Now, I don't know if it ever becomes public until later, right? And I don't even know if we have anybody else outside of Greer to resign. I don't know what the deal is with Mackey either. They did resume 14, 15-year account. Geez, you've been on here for 15 years?
That's crazy.
Taco Tom, that's crazy.
I'm not getting that on mine. Wow.
They haven't talked about it. They did resume. Okay, yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, appreciate it, KQ.
Thank you, KQ.
Yeah, make sure to check out our live stream earlier today, also with Link.
Like KQ might want to hear what was said on Vigo Bjork, for example. You might check that out.
Yeah. Some really interesting names that we haven't really talked about. We went further down the list than I think we have done.
Oh, yeah, that was a little bit on.
Jamie was on patrol.
I had some of the names, but you're on patrol. Okay, Jamie. Nice to see that you're still here. But yeah, Link brought in a name from Barkov's former club that the Panthers might be looking at, everyone. That was interesting.
Oliver Savanto.
Savanto? Sorry.
But I think, Kirby, you and him started to sell me on the U.S. national development guy. I won't say the family ties.
Yeah, well, you don't want to say him? We got Matt Cullen's son, Wyatt Cullen. Okay. He's got some growth platelets, so he could grow. I learned that on my own research.
Well, I watched a little bit of him like after a stream, and I'm like, I think okay.
I started to dig in on him a little bit.
But you kind of got me intrigued there. I wouldn't. But again, would it shock you if Oliver Savanto is the pick if we keep it? No, I think it's a very Panther-esque pick.
Oh, if it's a Zito and Barkov pick, it could be. You know, the Finnish connection stuff, you know. So, yeah, like you guys, we talked about 7, 8, 9 different names.
Yeah, Matthew, see, I'm not desperate. I like that. I'm not doing $6 million for 4 years, $4 million for 6 years. I'm not doing that. And if you want to do that, I mean, I think you're just acting out of desperation. Again, Skinner will not be the starter. I wanted to reemphasize that. See here. Vegas is definitely on a roll. I don't know. Vegas, again, you'll talk about the rest versus rust, right? I mean, I'm starting to wonder how long that Carolina series can go.
And I think that Carolina series is very interesting. It's gonna. I could go to 7 games.
We've seen a high-scoring game and a closer to the best game, and we'll get into it maybe more another night. Montreal got behind the Carolina defense, and then game 2, Carolina kept everything in front of them. So what's the next adjustment? It's a series of adjustments.
It is, and both teams adjusted well. And
these are you and I like talking about coach talk. Well, that's for you.
I mean, I like what Martin St. Louis is doing with Montreal.
And he can adjust. He doesn't. He's
not afraid to.
Well, I also really like his. I mean, you tend to see these types of guys on these teams. You overplay the top guys. I really like how he's relied on his depth at different points in time. I think he's utilized them properly. He's made some tough decisions here, like the Gallagher thing. He has a really strong pulse on his team. There's been a couple times where I'm like, this line needs to change. Gallagher needs to come in. Some people have wondered about goaltending at different points. He has a great, very seasoned behind the bench, right?
Yeah.
And
doesn't get upset.
It says a lot about a team. I know a lot of people will point to, it's 2 7-game series. Like, to win hard-fought 7-game grinds of a series, like, that's more impressive than getting a team out in 5. And to go in to opposing arenas and win game 7s in 1-goal games, 1 in overtime. That's
Montreal's record on the road.
It's very impressive what they've been able to do. And again, the resiliency, being able to bounce back. Look, this is not Montreal at their peak. Like, if they lose the next 3 games, it doesn't matter, right? They could get blown out these next 3 games, and it's a wildly successful season.
I don't think I'd be surprised.
But that's the worst.
That means the goaltending wheels have fallen off.
But that's the worst case scenario, right?
I don't think
worst case scenario is the wheels fall,
and that
off,
means Hudson's all over the place,
right?
Which
is not. It's probably not going to happen.
I'm curious to see how this game in Montreal is.
Yeah, they got some pressure on them coming back home.
Yeah, they're gonna have pressure on them. But I feel like who's going to be in a more pressure situation though, Carolina or Montreal?
I think Montreal initially, because they haven't played well at home, but they got to come out and play well and play in that game and play maybe even tight to the vest like the last game, but try to get a few more shots and get to those high danger areas. Carolina was just closing all of that off from the game that I did see. I was at a party. They were closing a lot of stuff off in the neutral zone. So Montreal's got to be able to do that, get the line changes going out there. If Carolina gets on discipline, I think Montreal could score on the power play, Nick. And I think they can make space for themselves. But yeah, a little bit of pressure coming back home.
I mean, again, it's going to be really interesting. I think Carolina can get off to a rough start tomorrow. I think Montreal.
And we're going to be here live for that.
It would be like if Carolina got to their game heavily and won 4-1, 5-1 yesterday, and it was like 38-21, I'd be like, okay, they got back to their game. It wasn't. Like, even when Carolina dictated the pace of play, I don't think they fully got to be effective. I don't think
they got some bad goals by Dobosh.
Yes, but even when they were a full go, Montreal did a nice job at squeezing them to the outside and not allowing a lot in the slot, right? So if that's Carolina's desperation effort, like, I could see the series really balancing out. And I think being at home for Montreal, and it wouldn't surprise me if Montreal came out and really kind of took this game by the horns early in game 3. It's just...
I'm not even at Nick saying that. I'm not even this guy. Like, I don't know.
I was not impressed with Carolina.
You watched it closer. I was busy on Saturday, but okay.
Yeah.
Ehlers got going. That's kind of big for Carolina. So we are going to be live. It's the first time we're going to be live for the Eastern Conference Final game. So make sure to join us here. I think 8 p.m. Eastern time. Really excited for this one. Great numbers we've had on the Montreal live streams. So appreciate all those views and clicks out there. So looking forward to this one.
I might be able to pop in.
Yes, Caesar. Yeah, we got to see on some of these live streams. I know it's not been conducive to your schedule these times, but hasn't been to me either. But,
can I just say this on Ehlers? This is a bullshit conference final for the Carolina Hurricanes if they're able to get through. They should win this series. There is no hope. This is a cakewalk compared to what could have been coming their way.
And put down Montreal a bit, but I get where
I'm not talking about and putting down Montreal. I'm talking about what Carolina expects. If they don't win this series, and I know everybody, it's one game from Nikolai Ehlers, and he's unbelievable.
So you don't think he's going to get going?
No.
Okay.
No.
I would say I don't
think you're struggling against an inexperienced Montreal team.
Yeah, I
think you're struggling against an inexperienced Montreal team.
Slavin got back to his game.
And I don't like Montreal. I hate them. But I'm going to be honest with you. What I saw in game 2,
I think.
I mean, there's no excuse for them to lose.
Well, Nick was hard on Colorado tonight, and here he is hard at the end of the stream on the Carolina Hurricanes. I think that was Nick's Stanley Cup championship at one point. Can't remember with his dream and everything.
I don't know. I think the East is much more stronger than the West, and we're kind of seeing it now.
Carolina, they might face tomato cans in their division, Tom, but not in the Atlantic Division.
No.
Yeah, I don't think Carolina is that good. And again, it's going to – and I think one of the things, especially as Panther fans,
but
players –
Montreal is good.
Yeah.
And you got to give them credit, whatever they do.
But I think a lot of players and a lot of teams get heavily overrated by winning. And not to say winning isn't impressive.
Winning? The Carolina winning? What?
Like Nikolai Ehlers is all of a sudden on Twitter this phenomenal free agent signing. And
the Carolina stand.
And like people, how is Brett Howden making – well, Brett Howden's a 25, 30-point regular season player, dude. That's why he's making $2.5 million. He's not this player year in and year out. So they'll take playoff runs and they'll take and run with narratives like the thing in Vegas, and they did it with Florida with Bennett and Losterinen, and they'll hype up these guys and make them seem like they're greater than they're not. You want to know how you win the Stanley Cup? You win the Stanley Cup with your best players, right? And look, Carolina, if they want to win the Stanley Cup, like, what does Aho have? 4 points?
Yeah.
Oh, and 2 of his 3 goals are empty netters, just so you're aware. So he has 1 regular goal. When is Aho the best player on the ice? I should have listened to some of the community 3-4 years ago on that. I'm like, yeah, every time I see it matched up now. Cody would say that quite often. I'm always saying that now. So,
yeah, and look, I know everybody's like, I respected Ottawa. They got elite Linus Olmark, and they couldn't do it. Credit to Carolina. But here's the other point. We talked about Freddie Anderson. Every year, people fall for it. They fall for it. Oh, my gosh, look at how great they are in the worst division in hockey.
good point.
I mean, when I say cakewalk, I mean, these guys have played the Islanders and the Devils and the Flyers and the Senators.
I said last year to Nick and Cody on the stream, Caesar might remember this. I said any of the 4 teams can win the cup. I haven't felt it.
No, I don't.
I think it's as good as a Final Four as it was last year. I know we're Panther fans. I just don't think it's as quality of these teams. And I know what Vegas is doing, all respect and props to them, but I'm just like, in a regular year or an elite year, I don't know about these teams. I think Montreal eventually, but I don't think it's necessarily their time yet to be here, but props to them.
And I'm not trying to discount Montreal. I think what they have done, I think when it comes to pedigree and the character and like the experience
vision that I talk about. I'm not talking vision on the ice. I'm talking vision with the management and the organization.
I'm not even talking about that. Like the players are great, but you've seen talented rosters implode at this time in the year, and they are showing. And even though they're inexperienced, levels of championship pedigree. They're not Toronto with a lot of talent. They are showing.
They have resiliency. I'm not going.
They're going into game 7s. They're going on the road. They're going into hostile environments. They're going to play teams that, on paper and theoretically, may be better than them right now. But they're finding a way. They're in games.
Some of the Edmonton Oilers
where they're getting
4 years ago, 5 years.
They're getting outplayed, and they're finding a way to get that goal and hold on and win. And situational play. And that's
better than did Toronto. Those
and to me, like those intangible parts of it are really impressive for a young team.
Better than Boston, Montreal is doing.
Like, and I'll go this. As good as Montreal has been, it would be a joke for all the teams. It would be a joke for all these great teams without the Florida Panthers to come into the playoffs and the Montreal Canadiens come away with the Stanley Cup. I mean, to me...
Or if they don't, they're grabbing like the most from this without the Florida Panthers in here.
Correct.
Which you can take moving forward.
Right. Like, for me, Tampa's the biggest loser in this, I think. You can argue... I wouldn't say Edmonton. Well, you can argue Edmonton.
Carolina can be if they don't get through here.
They don't get through Carolina. Like
Edmonton, yeah.
To me, it's like, who's going to maximize the opportunity without Florida? And the number one answer... the number one answer, the Florida Panthers. And not the Montreal Canadiens. They have maximized the opportunity the most out of any other team in the Eastern Conference.
Anaheim would be a little bit in that discussion, but they're out now. Yep.
Yeah, I think with Anaheim, you beat an Edmonton team. And then, look, if Vegas goes to the Cup final and they win or do whatever, say you lose to the Cup champ in 6 games, right? There's no shame in it, right?
There, yeah.
So, and they're in year 1 of it.
And that's where teams like Chicago are like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. And look, then there's a way, well, I'll say this. San Jose's got to get it together next year.
San Jose got in this year. That would have really helped them.
And here's if they don't get in next year, well, you're going to start seeing pressure put on Ryan Wojciechowski. Is he the guy? If they start slow next year, Kirby, would you see a world where
But if there's a coach,
is like,
you're
out.
Well, there's other guys. Woodcroft might have a job, but
like if Jay Woodcroft doesn't get a job, right?
Well, if he's at Anaheim,
and Ryan Wojciechowski is, you're not getting the job done. We're 5 points out of a playoff spot. We're below 500. We're in October, November. You're out. Jay Woodcroft, you're in.
No.
And I could totally see that for San Jose.
Peter DeBoer's already been there, but
would be another. Well, he's in New York now.
New York, yeah. Okay. No.
So Maybe I don't know if David.
I don't know if Sullivan or what is it?
David Carl,
a younger guy. Yeah, they'd have to do that. I don't know if you could do that in season though. That wouldn't be an in season,
right? So Chris Knobloch,
oh hell, if Montgomery got fired again,
right? That would be another good option, right? So that's probably a team that I could see firing their coach early on next year.
That's a good point.
I don't think Jeff Blashill will get the can next year unless it goes really bad early. And I know you don't like him.
They should still have Luke Richardson. You know what, Nick? They're on their third coach since then or whatever, or soon to be. I'm like, what are you guys doing?
Well, they had that Swedish guy, right?
Yeah, he's gone.
Okay. He was an interim.
I think he took a demotion with the organization. Is he the assistant or still with them?
I don't know. Well, he was the interim, so it wasn't like a full-time thing.
But anyways, he got demoted, or if he didn't get fired.
I'm trying to think that there are any guys that could get a second chance.
Calgary's going to get close with Huska. He might get let go.
Well, I think he could actually find a gig somewhere else.
He's not giving the young guys a chance in Calgary, but
trying to think. Adam Foote probably get picked up as an assistant somewhere.
Yeah, he's not being a head coach again.
No, he'll be an assistant somewhere. Which
Vancouver fans are happy he's gone.
I'm trying to
Vancouver
think.
hasn't hired their coach yet. They might hire Manny Malhotra.
I don't think Vegas will. I don't think Bruce Cassidy would be a fit there. I know they've talked a lot about Ryan Craig, the AHL, the coach of the Henderson Silver Knights.
The guy that Vegas, I think, didn't let Edmonton talk to.
Is that the guy they're referring to?
What I think they're referring
Would they let San Jose talk to him? I don't know.
Sorry, I'm just looking through the chat.
Would they let San Jose talk to him?
They could. If there's something, there's an axe to grind with Edmonton there, or they just don't want anyone to.
I'm trying to think of some other options really here.
We're going on 2 hours, guys.
Yeah, we'll run here.
Nick's giving us a lot here tonight. I'm going.
I know he said it's been pretty good content though, but
yeah, it's good chat here. Good chat. Let's go through it here.
I kind of want to throw this up, guys. I want to share this. Don't worry, it's not what you guys think it is. Want to get you guys' opinion and you guys in the chat. You guys seen these jerseys that are coming out?
Oh, they're awful. I don't care. They're awful.
That's what you said, Nick. I thought you.
I don't mind it.
I hate it. I hate it.
They're better than the Winter Classics.
That's not a high bar, Curb.
Okay, well, they're at Caesar. I don't.
I mean, I don't hate it. I like it.
The back looks pretty good on the font.
Listen, do I like it? No. Am I going to buy one? Yes.
Nick, pink lemonade style.
And you know what? I'm gonna get the hat.
The Islander one.
I like the Islanders.
I like the Islander one.
I love the Fisherman. Nice. They don't like it, but I do.
I like
this one. I
know what. Remember, Caesar? I know what you did last summer. Show that guy. Remember the scary guy, Jennifer Love Hewitt? I know you were watching that, Caesar. Remember that?
Oh. Yeah. So far, the Florida's Panthers one been leaked out, and the Islanders nobody else has.
Oh, the Islanders.
David, you don't like them?
No, David's telling me that the Winter Classics are better, but you not like them, David?
Do you like them, David? I mean, I'm buying it. It don't matter, but
that's right, Taco.
Nope, I don't think he does.
Give me a David. Oh my goodness.
What do you guys like? Any surprises or anything that you would like to see on the other teams?
Oh, I haven't given it a lot of thought.
Yeah, I agree, Adonis. Like
something with Wild Wing for Anaheim. I know that some people didn't like that, but the cartoony look and feel, it was good with Wild Wing.
I felt the baby blue ones were brilliant, like top 3. Are they going for Miami Vice here finally? Is that what we're going at?
That's not quite nice.
I don't think it's Miami Vice, but like the pink. I think the pink looks. Maybe the logo in the front. I don't like the palm tree.
I like the
I like the palm tree.
I'm a big palm tree fan from '93. I
like it.
Fucking the shield, your boy, that we use now. Why do we need that on more jerseys? That's why I don't.
I don't know why we don't use the Leaping Panther anymore.
The shield should be on a hat, not a jersey.
I don't know why we don't use the Leaping Panther anymore.
The new owner doesn't want to use the old deal.
Yeah, they tease it all the time, Caesar. They teased it with those Winter Classic deformed jerseys. They teased it on the whiteout game. We had the Leaping Panther from the helmet, right, Nick?
Yeah.
on the jersey that one game.
Like the weird cartoony one, not like the old.
Oh, the
style.
one on the helmet is better than the Winter Classic one. Come on.
I do like the palm tree logo. I'm not a fan of the yellow, like bordering, like before it gets to the shoulders and at the bottom.
But that's kind of the Florida color. You have secondary color.
I mean, I just pink is like a whoa.
Well, you gotta have pink and purple. Like you gotta have something like that kind of resembles like the tradition or throwback, right? I don't know where the pink is derived from. I'd like to hear that story. There we go, Beef Cat. You're not winning, David. You're not. I don't think you won the Winter Classic one either. People just jumped on. They bought that whole narrative of like.
I like the Winter Classic.
What are they called? The Miami Pirates.
I'm with David, Kirby. I'm with David. I like the Winter Classic one, but that's just me.
No, everybody bought the bullshit on that, Caesar. That's what the people bought. But David did like it from the beginning.
I liked it.
You liked it from the beginning?
Yeah, I did. I came on here and I said I liked it.
Okay.
Go back and watch. Go back and watch.
We have that show. But I'm telling you, people bought into the bull crap, Caesar, on the whole history of the. What's the history behind this? We don't need
I'm
to have
not buying that part, but I liked it.
Right? It could just be a truth. Hey, I like it. I like this. I'm fine with it. You can make this into t-shirts, long sleeve. You can make this into hoodies.
Oh, you know they're going to. Give me
dude, the t-shirts are going to be sick because I think the
young kids wearing this. Young kids wearing this
pink shirt,
or the hoodie.
Yeah, you know? it'd be nice. It'd be nice,
right?
Yeah,
yeah. So I'm for it. I don't know why David's not.
But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up just because
the stripes on the Winter Classics made me sick watching it on TV.
I didn't like the stripes. I didn't like
holy Jesus.
Yeah, more sick than watching the game in person where you like fucking A. I'm like, where do I look?
Distracting, Nick. And it looks those jerseys look bad when other people are wearing other jerseys from the Panthers past. It doesn't look good. It looks tacky. Like the blue ones, you could say what you want. They took a chance on those blue ones, the reverse retro 2. A lot of people liked them, and they're nice. And
you know, the one thing I'm not going to like, and this is a final note, on Vegas, me having to root for Vegas winning the Cup, starts with a K. Kirby, you know who I'm talking about. And with that, we say thank you, Kenny boy. We say thank you, everybody. Caesar, thanks for joining us. It's been a while. Me and Caesar haven't been on a stream together in a while.
Yep.
Actually,
since you were on my stream with
the Cowboy
drafting Caleb Downs, so yeah.
Maybe we'll do a special Dallas Cowboy one. Maybe during the season, you can watch us all crash out together.
Yep, definitely. Yep. I'm excited for this football season. So, but yeah, I'm excited for the hockey season as well.
Yeah.
Season ain't over yet.
No. But yeah, just going back real quick before we go, Tortorella's 18-4-1 here since being the head coach of the Golden Knights. So, man,
there's really no good option to win the Cup.
I lost now.
Yeah, we all lost. We're gonna have
I thought we were gonna have a fun end to the playoffs with hate watching a team losing, and I don't know.
We're just gonna be pissed off either way.
I mean, the Knights.
Hello, Philadelphia.
If it's Carolina and Golden Knights, I don't know if I'm gonna.
You know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with you.
Caesar, Philadelphia Eagles, New England Patriots, Super Bowl for us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Giants, Patriots. I could cheer for the Giants 10%.
I can't cheer the Giants, just because my friends are more. My Giant friends are more
abrasive.
David, man.
Not abrasive. They're just
David. I'll hit you up if
they're worse than the Eagles.
They're worse. Come on, Caesar. Come on.
I swear to you, bro.
Come on,
you have no idea.
You
have no idea. I get.
You have no idea about the Eagles fans and family in my life, right, Nick?
Bro.
No, in my
life. Talking about Eli Manning being a first ballot Hall of Fame.
Oh, non-Giants fans tell me
Give me a break. Give
me
a break.
Tell me that.
Give me a break.
That goes past
Romo had better numbers than Eli Manning, and I understand he won Super Bowls, but Eli would never have won those Super Bowls if it wasn't for those defense.
Dang, Caesar. And Caesar, I had Jets and Raider fans tell me that about Eli Manning. It extended past Giants fans. The Giants fans were nice to me, the ones that I experienced, but it was other fans telling me.
I just want to show you guys something here.
Knowing.
This is not a Hall of Famer.
What, the jerseys?
The jerseys?
Am I?
Okay, sorry.
What? This 24-17, 24-18, 23-20, 21-10, 27-14, 31-25.
Pedestrian.
Like
Look at all these
pedestrian.
interceptions.
Look at the
And
record. Look at the record.
People get on Dak for interceptions.
Look at this dude.
Look at this.
10,
Look, how
7,
many times do they get on Dak for having more
week
than
into the playoffs? You know what that's called? Lady luck. Lady luck on your side.
Dude,
Oh,
how many sacks? How many sacks did Strahan have in the Super Bowl?
Tuck.
Oh gosh, a lot.
It was
What
like
was that
2.5 sacks. Like
No
Strahan should have
way
been
you
MVP.
just said that.
Here's a Giants fan right here for you guys.
No way.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Oh my
No
goodness,
way.
Adonis. You're trolling.
I can't,
Adonis. You're
dude,
trolling.
no,
You're trolling.
no,
You're getting us upset at the end of the stream, Adonis.
No.
You're trolling.
Like Eli Manning has never won an MVP.
I'm gonna get a headache.
There is no Sergei Bobrovsky is what, a 3-time Vezina
What is
winner
Adonis?
Yes.
or 2-time Vezina
Adonis
winner?
likes Bobrovsky. It's like Ryan hacked his account or something.
Like wow.
There's no way you meant that.
Adonis, you've been so great
Like
in this community. He's had a
like I-
sterling.
like I-
Valid, maybe.
Like I said, Giant fans are delusional.
Adonis has had a sterling record in this community. He's probably our best poster on YouTube. What you say, Nick? What was that?
Yeah, I mean his takes are usually like very, very spot
Based
on. Good.
reality.
Like, even though I disagree with some of them, they're
Even,
very.
even though we disagree with the slave and Forsland stuff,
But like,
no. That wrecked Caesar's night.
He's a Cowboy
Okay.
fan, but
Oh,
he's
he's a
like gonna
Cowboy
get to the
fan.
Hall of Fame.
Oh,
And his Super Bowl playoffs were top tier.
you're gonna give him the Hall of Fame over 6 games.
Okay, the first part I have
Then
a problem with.
Julian Edelman's a Hall of Famer.
The Super Bowl playoffs were top tier. He also had help too, but you're right on that last part.
Okay, but so Julian Edelman's a Hall of Famer.
I mean,
I think Ben Roethlisberger is better than Eli Manning. He has.
then I guess we got to put Sam Darnold in the Hall of Fame now.
Does it once more for sure, or close, or if he
Well,
doesn't.
then I have a question: if Dak wins a Super Bowl, is he in the Hall of Fame?
He's got better numbers than Eli.
Okay, if Dak were to win a Super Bowl, is he in the Hall of Fame, Adonis?
A lot of people are going to say yes. It's never going to happen, though. Is what their answer.
No, I
Yeah.
agree with them, but you know,
Where's J
prove
Lev?
me wrong, Dak.
Where's J Lev?
Okay, I know.
Where's Jose tonight? We need Jose in here. Another Cowboys nation.
It's okay.
Hypothetically, if somehow the Dallas Cowboys won the Super Bowl with Dak Prescott, would Dak be a Hall of Famer?
He'll be a first ballot Hall of Fame.
Kirby?
Oh, I'm not with Caesar. That's very high praise. I don't know if his numbers quite qualify for that, but he should be in the Hall of Fame if he wins one.
So Dak would
Numbers
not
are
be a
good.
Hall of Famer if they won the Super
he has
Bowl.
to win.
If
So
he
then
won
what
the-
are we talking about then?
So
What
if
are we
he's in the
talking
Hall of
about?
Fame-
That makes no
Caesar,
sense.
winning doesn't
guys.
matter if it's the Cowboys. I guess winning.
I guess not. Dude, people
Mick
are
Barner
giving...
could win with the
Oh,
Leafs. He ain't going
Eli
to the Hall
Manning
of
won
Fame,
2
but he goes
Super
to
Bowls, so
Vegas.
he automatically goes to the Hall of Fame. But Dak wins
Get Caesar going here.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, Mitch
All right,
Marner-
guys.
If Mitch Marner won in Toronto, it doesn't count. But he
Okay,
goes to
so
Vegas.
no,
He's
he's
the best
saying
in the Hall
yes,
of
and he
Fame.
should have won the MVP over Lamar. Are you talking about Dak? Okay, if Dak wins a Super Bowl, then he's in the Hall
Lamar
of Fame.
should be in the Hall of Fame.
Eli never had the numbers to win MVP. He was never even in the conversation.
Romo had the numbers. Dak
Dak has the MVP conversation.
I'm saying
Lamar.
if Dak Prescott, David, won a Super Bowl, hypothetically, if he is a Super Bowl away from a Hall of Fame?
Dan Marino is a different.
That's like Roberto Luongo.
Different.
Marino is like Roberto Luongo.
Yeah, we're not comparing Dak to Marino.
Marino is Hendrik Lundqvist and Carey Price.
Yes,
They're Hall of Famers.
they're Hall of Famers. They great players.
And
Like
Carey Price.
Dan
won.
Marino.
You know what?
Dan Marino
Hendrick.
obviously was a better quarterback
Okay.
than Dak.
But David, if is Dak Prescott a Super Bowl win away from a Hall of Fame career?
David's almost alluded to if he makes a Super Bowl, then he can be.
Okay.
Then
So David, I'm saying, so you're saying, David, if he wins the Super Bowl,
Why
full
isn't he?
clearance.
Wait. I just want to.
and he's not a Hall of Famer.
All these Dak haters, like, why isn't he not at that level? Why?
And I'm not a Dak. I'm not a
he's
huge
never
Dak.
had
Yeah,
a
Nick's not even that big a Dak.
no, but he's never had a year where he's thrown more than 15 interceptions.
Remember the year he had all those interceptions and everyone's like, oh,
Yeah.
oh.
It was less than Eli Manning's ever
You
had.
didn't upset me. I think you upset Caesar. I'm not a Dak guy.
Dude, I can show you the numbers.
You know what? Let's just
We can go watch film.
Let's just go.
Come watch film with me. Come prove to me why Dak is in doesn't have the Hall of Fame numbers. At Mississippi State, he had the worst mechanics ever. He wasn't even rated in the top 5 rounds. I mean, he wasn't even set to even make the roster that year. Kellen Moore got injured. Not only did Kellen Moore get injured, who else got injured? Tony Romo broke his back. Here comes a guy from Mississippi State. All of a sudden takes the Cowboys to the best record and almost easily beats Green Bay. If it wasn't for Aaron Rodgers and the Rockers. I mean, the guy continues to ball out, but yet doesn't get his credit. It's okay, though. It's okay. Eli Manning's a Hall of Famer. I don't know.
Wow.
Thank you for joining us here on a special of NHL After Dark. No, I don't think Adonis. Oh,
we had Cody on the phone. We had Cody on the phone the other
Adonis.
day.
I will say this. I don't think Eli's a Hall of Famer. What I will say, and I don't think rings just automatically mean Hall of Fame, right?
No, and I'm not saying Dak didn't ball out of Mississippi State. He did, but he didn't have the throwing numbers. Look at his numbers. I mean, his leadership and the way he led the team. Go watch the documentary that they did on Dak. He had the worst numbers. Like, coming into the Cowboys camp, he threw the ball awful. They're like, this guy can't throw. We got to teach him how to, like.
Kellen Moore didn't get hurt. He would have been gone.
Yeah. They were talking about Jameer Showers being the backup quarterback.
Just the guy that turned into a safety?
Yes.
David, are you a football? What is your team? The Dolphins? You know, this is a really good comparison. This is just Eli Manning is just Trent Dilfer, that one.
Here we go, you boy. You know ball.
And you know what and I have a big thing about Eli Manning. Like, for him to say, I don't want to play in San Diego, that, like, I'm not going to, if they draft me, they can go screw themselves. Like I lost all respect to him because of that. Like, you're getting a chance to, like, get drafted in the NFL, and for you to say you don't want to get drafted by that team, like, man, screw you. That's just
I think the important way to end this, Kirby, is to finally just reiterate Skinner will not be the starter. So Skinner will not be the starter.
Dak played really good at Mississippi State. He had that team at number 1 for 6 weeks, I believe.
Tom Brady. Okay, I know why you worded it like that, David, because I was there. Dak is the last quarterback to beat Tom Brady.
Dak retired Tom Brady, and Tony Romo broke up. And no one gives credit for this. The great Donovan McNabb and Andy Reid. Romo was the last one to end that.
I love it.
But we don't win playoff games.
Do I agree? Dak needs to step up in the playoffs. Yeah, Dak needs to step up in the playoffs.
Listen, I'm just going to say this. I don't think Dak necessarily a Super Bowl away from the Hall of Fame. He's got to play better. I'm not a huge Dak Prescott fan. So, and Caesar knows that.
Yeah.
Kirby knows that. I am not a big Dak Prescott fan. I liked Romo a lot better. Don't get me started on Tony Romo. Yeah. We're not going to get into that conversation today, though. But anyway, Skinner will not be the starter. We've been going for 2 hours and 15 minutes.
We got some football.
And Taco, I'm not saying Dak wasn't good. His mechanics were awful. Go watch his footwork. He was not a good thrower. The way they threw the ball in Mississippi State, it was not. He was a great leader. He led that team to being a top team in the
How much
SEC.
of those stats, though, Adonis, are from longevity? And, like, I understand it. It's like Eli Manning was a 500 record quarter, like the record's 500, 117 and 117. And look, to me, it's like if you're a Hall of Famer, you have to be like, oh, when he was playing, like Eli Manning was never in the top 5 conversation. At most, he was top 8 to 10. I think Eli Manning can go into the Hall of very good, very relevant, but he's not like, for me, Hall of Famer, and I think they've allowed it to become a less exclusive club.
Again, rings plural because of the defense.
And I think Deion Sanders said it really well. She's like, if I have to think about it, he's not a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Ed Reed, Hall of Famer. Troy Polamalu, Hall of Famer. Ray Lewis, Hall of Famer. Deion Sanders, Hall of Famer. Tom Brady,
when I say Ben Roethlisberger, Eli Manning, what do you feel?
I think about it.
Both?
And
both?
I think about both. I'm like, because here's the thing, Roethlisberger was very good, but there were pedestrian numbers at points in time, right?
Yeah.
Like Peyton Manning, a Hall of Famer. Drew Brees, Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Right? Phillip Rivers, on the edge. If you
Matt Ryan and Stafford for me.
I feel like
both of them. I know you guys like Stafford, but
if Phillip Rivers didn't get hurt in San Diego with that shoulder injury, I'd say he might be in the Hall of Fame. That whole situation over there in San Diego just ended up being like a shit show towards the last 4 years. So,
and Tomlinson.
Here's another Calvin Johnson, Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Calvin Johnson over Matthew Stafford for me easily. People might disagree.
I would agree.
DeMarcus Ware. Yes.
Phillip Rivers was. I think Phillip Rivers was better than Eli.
You can have the argument.
Like for me,
he never won a Super Bowl.
There are very good high-end players, right? Like that have won that are like top echelon players.
Rivers choked.
Very good resume. But just because you have a very good resume and you have a good collection of stats, that doesn't necessarily make you a Hall of Famer. I think you have to be the cream of the crop at the position and at the time.
Only exception is Dan
Marino. But he also
didn't
get it done through injuries and in certain games. I know he was injured, but he didn't get things done either. Like Carson Palmer, he got hurt, but didn't get it done in certain games, like against Pittsburgh. So, but that's where Ben did and Eli did. So, like, finding a way to get it done. I get what you guys are saying, but it's not the be and end all.
The thing that holds me off with Eli, Adonis, is like if he were considered a top, like if he were in the conversation with Breeze and Manning and like those are like top 3, top 5 over a 5-6 year period, and he won those Super Bowls, then I'm like, okay.
And he was the best player on the team.
And he's like, yes. But for me, Eli Manning is just a guy
wide receiver was better than him. Running back, 5 guys on defense were better than him. He was like the 8th, 10th best player on his team.
Yes, I understand the beating.
9-7 record when they went as a wild card team. That defense ended up just being elite in the playoffs.
Hall of Fame.
It was incredible.
Generational run.
Like when you look at it, is Eli Manning a all-time great generational player at his position, or is he a good player that had good clutch moments?
Yeah, the Brady thing helps him.
The Brady thing, I just think
Nick Foles also beat Tom
Brady.
Brady.
The moments, right? It's like, is it enough of a reason to convince them? Yes, but for me, it's like
everyone's about moments. They are.
For me, Drew Brees, yes. Tom Brady, yes. Peyton Manning, yes. Aaron Rodgers, yes. I mean, you don't have to think about it.
Brett Favre,
yes.
Right? And he had a lot of interceptions too.
John Elway,
yes. Right?
John Elway maybe without the Super Bowls, but that was being held against him too.
Like Emmitt Smith, yes. Michael Irvin, yes. Like
guys that changed, like
Terrell Owens, don't care what anyone says.
But here's the thing: it's like the Zach Thomas thing. It's like that's probably the closest example you could get of like,
Thomas. Yeah,
they don't know he's right there. But
oh god,
Zach
David.
Thomas, the Pierre Turgeon of the NHL, maybe. Nick?
Right, but
Pierre Turgeon, like that one. Both guys that never won.
Yeah, I think he did his part, which is why he'll go down as a very good Super Bowl winning quarterback. But he's not an all-time great at his position. And he wasn't even an all-time great in his era.
I mean,
like in my opinion, does having quarterbacks like Sam Darnold and Nick Foles, who beat Brady, does that hurt his case? Are you looking at Kirby? Okay. He was like upside down for a sec.
I was going to say, damn, Kirby, what did you do?
I'm running low here.
All right, let's end this. We appreciate everybody for joining us here. Oh, and now he's gone. And now he's back.
I'm dying here. I got to play.
All right.
We're going
Thank
really
you, everybody, for watching.
Thanks, everybody. That was fun. That was fun.
Yep.
Got me all hyped up here.
Should we just end it?
Yeah, I got you guys. Hey, thanks again, everybody, for liking our stream. Make sure to like on both of our channels, and we'll be back here hopefully next week. Hoping everybody enjoys their Memorial Day weekend. Thank you to all our veterans out there who are fighting for our country and those who served and passed away in the line of duty. We are celebrating you tomorrow. Thanks again, everybody. And till next time, let's go, Cats.